Aussie. 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 Angry Aussie. Angry.
Okay, reframing. There we go. Just wait. Computer says no, but well, literally Musical Aviator. I only had to switch it off and switch it on again once, which is a minor miracle. And hello, Luke, too. Oh, also, I'm just doing the thing so it does the skin tones I like better. Sorry, I normally would.
Yeah, we're all yellow and.
Well, we were all blue and green before. I prefer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I prefer the slightly
ochre
flesh tones.
Fair enough.
Better than the blue-green ones.
Whatevs.
I mean, I could adjust it, but you know,
it's fine. It is. Yeah, we're not actually yellow.
No, it is.
We're not the Simpsons or minifigs. Yeah,
see, I can adjust here. What's that? See,
that now we're pale Irishmen.
Pale and corpse-like.
Yes.
And then we go a bit more orange. We could. Oh wait, I see now. It's just like I'm too shiny.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, that's us playing with lights.
I washed my hair today, and now it's just going.
Can't do a thing with it. Yeah, mine goes really floofy the day I wash it. So I often wash my hair on days I'm not doing the live streams.
Yeah, no,
that's floof.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, we made it.
We did. We're happy.
Glasses off my. Get them in the way.
Yeah, put them there. If you want to get them out of the way.
Oh, I've got my glasses case right here.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, I was keeping them on here because I was playing Sudoku just before. So
that's fair.
I put them back in my pocket.
Right. We're all good. Oh, doing a concert at Preston Town Hall on Sunday. Being invited haphazardly. St. Paul's Cathedral. Oh, wow.
Wow.
You just randomly got stuff happening on your weekend. Nice.
Actually,
all right. You've obviously got contacts all over the place, which is good.
Yeah, awesome.
Good stuff. Nice.
Yeah. Well, hi everyone.
Oh, we're having drinkies.
Wish it was nice to say it's great to be here.
Yeah. The thing I'd been hinting at for the last week or so that the streams might be odd this week, because Shannon, aka Grasshopper, I'm probably going to explain this 10 times during the stream.
Yeah,
there's different people come in and out, but Shannon, aka Grasshopper, is having a celebration of life party this week in Sydney, which we didn't want to miss. So we did all this logistical planning. We had a camper van. And
road trip.
We were planning. It was a planning. I took a couple of days off work. And just logistical things happened
right at the last minute.
Totally,
like
And it just all the plans.
Everything blew up. Yeah.
That is life, as they say.
So it's not like we're out hundreds of dollars as a.
I know we're not real impressed.
Yeah.
We're not out as much as we would have been paying for fuel petrol and all that.
Yeah.
And fuck knows how much we would have spent on that. But we paid the higher cost and
cancelling on pickup day of a camper van.
Yeah, no,
you lose all the money.
Yeah. On the plus side, because of the way we did the plan, we hadn't paid for accommodation.
Yeah,
So there wasn't that, and it sucks, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. Also, I hadn't packed yet, so
I had.
Oh, no.
I was being super efficient.
Yeah,
and I had packed.
Yeah,
and I went to the supermarket to get road trip snacks, and that's when.
Oh, I got snacks.
Oh yeah, I know. We will probably break out some snacks.
Yeah.
During this stream because we bought a lot of snacks,
but I hadn't packed yet.
Yeah.
I didn't have much to pack.
It was not much.
No,
it was like
only a couple of days.
Yeah, a sports bag.
Yeah. It's like laptop, clothes.
I hadn't packed the laptop.
toiletries,
Yeah.
and my laptop's always packed in a backpack anyway because I take
Yeah.
it everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't going to take me long to pack.
Yeah, I'd packed the clothes and the toiletries. I hadn't packed any of the electronics. But yeah, Dr. Abigail's trying to reach me on Discord to explain things that's spiraling.
God.
And that's when I was at the supermarket, so I wasn't.
Oh,
I was literally.
okay. I thought
was
you were at
literally-
work. Or
No,
something.
I was literally buying snacks. Technically, I was at work. I was working from home.
Oh, okay.
But I went out for half an hour, and it was that
Yeah.
in that half hour you contacted
Yep.
me, and
Wow.
then I got the
Everything,
message.
everything just
Saying,
spiraled.
"Can I call you?" And I went, "Yeah, sure. What's happening?" And said, "Oh, everything's gone tits up." And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay." So we ended up with all like if things had gone tits up half an hour earlier, I probably wouldn't have bought all this.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't have bought all the snacks.
Look, before, after, I would have bought
I
the
know,
same
exactly.
amount of snacks
Yeah.
because, like, a 10, 11 hour road trip,
Yeah,
you want the snacks.
Yeah.
You want the snacks. But having gone through the stress of all your best plans
yeah,
going haywire,
yeah,
you want the snacks.
yeah, exactly.
Because that's my emotional coping mechanism, snacks.
Which is a great coping
Mm.
mechanism in my book.
I mean, it beats crack.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say a lot of people would go to drugs,
Yeah,
and that's understandable, but also not optimal.
not optimal. No,
uh,
look, some people meditate.
Yeah,
Some people
Yes.
buy snacks.
Yeah.
Some people take crack cocaine.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
swings and roundabouts.
Musical Aviator's got the brief to dress colourfully. Show up at 1, perform at 4. Easy to sight read. Looks at a pile of blue and
Nice.
yellow LARP colours. Probably not that colourful. I have seen your LARP outfit. They probably don't necessarily mean quite that.
Yeah.
But it's funny though when someone says something to you and you fulfill the brief and they went, not that much. I'm like,
Yeah, you didn't specify.
I've been having flashbacks to my early 20s. A girlfriend who, for whatever reason, wanted a really large T-shirt. I think she was going to do some stuff and make it a dress. I forget what it was, but and I went, oh, there's this menswear shop in the city that like has stupid large sizes. I mean, 12XL,
Yeah.
like the freakiest, largest
Yeah,
sizes I've ever seen. And she said, "You get me one." I said, "So what size will I get?" And she said, "Get the largest one they have," which is literally 12XL. It was a tent.
Jesus.
That
That would fit this desk.
yeah, no,
Sideways.
it was ridiculous. It was
Yeah.
so big. And even from like collar to base was more than a meter. It was
Wow.
huge. It was
Damn.
like a meter across and a meter.
Jesus.
It was huge.
It was a cube.
And I brought it home. Here it is. And she went, "Not that big."
What? Jackie Chan emoji.
I know. It was,
What?
and,
But did she literally say, get the biggest one they've got?
and I actually gave her an indication. I said they have 12XL. And I said, it's ridiculous. So how big do you want? She get the biggest you can get. That was her exact words.
Wow. Well, there you go.
And then I got not that big.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
I know by the way.
Yeah. Look, I've been dealing. I don't want to get into specifics, but my NDIS support coordinator hired a helper,
Yeah.
and I'm sure they're great at what they do.
Yeah. But
But when you're talking to autistic people, you
Yeah.
have to be specific.
Yeah.
And she's just been vague, so vague.
oof,
And it's just been so frustrating. So I've been organizing this new desk, right?
yes.
So my my occupational therapist, like a couple of years ago, tried to get me to get a sit to stand desk
Yeah.
to help with moving and everything. And at first I was like, fuck no,
Yeah.
like standing, ew.
You.
But now that I'm like actually being more mobile
Yeah.
and my physical health is improving, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's get a sit to stand desk.
Yeah.
So we both like handball it to the support coordinator, and she handballed it to her helper,
Right.
who just drew like the ball just went over her head, and she
Right.
dropped the ball so badly.
Like,
I mean, at first like I gave her a list. Here are the desks in order of what my preferences are, and at
Yeah.
the top of the list was this amazing, just like the goat of sit to stand desks,
noise.
right? And you can't get like I gave a list because sometimes they don't invoice, because you need that
Yeah.
invoice to send it to NDIS to get
Yeah.
it paid for it. Like I can't afford to pay it up front and then get a reimbursement. So that's what the list is for. So in case they don't invoice. So it was her job to contact these companies and see if they invoice. And then she came back and emailed me and said, here's a list of the desks in order. And then it was just a list of prices.
Right.
And that's it.
Ah.
And I'm like, which desks are which have been excluded, or what order are they in? Are they in my preference order, or are any of my desks excluded at all?
Yeah.
What the hell? Ask better. I literally said in the email, ask better questions.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if she got upset in the background. No idea. But my support coordinator texted me and was it email? And then it said that they're going to order this particular desk, which was really high up on the list. And here are the specifics that the assistant had. No. Okay, the assistant emailed me again. We managed to get this desk. It was number 2 on the list. Wasn't number 1. Wasn't the goat.
It was 2.
But it was okay. I was a bit sad about missing out on the goat. So what the other specifics? And I was super detailed about what specifics I wanted.
Yeah.
And she ordered all the wrong things. All the wrong things.
Oh no.
Even the basic model was wrong.
Right.
It's like she clicked on the link and then looked at other desks on the website. It was that bad.
Oh.
And so and then flicked the invoice over to my OT to do the report, medical report to NDIS to get it funded. And as we're doing that, I noticed none of this is right. What the hell's going on? So the OT had to waste her time and the assistant's time and just had to do it all from scratch. It was just weeks have gone by at this point. And in the meantime, the assistant managed to get the GOAT desk, the number 1 desk, which is the Secret Labs gaming desk, which is amazing.
Yeah.
They don't usually invoice, but they'll make an exception for me.
Nice.
Because I don't know how she did it, but
she did it.
Silver linings.
Yeah.
Here you go. We can do that.
Do that.
No accessories. Wrong desk size. We had to do the invoice again. Also, where do you want it delivered to? Because if they deliver a package to my apartment building and it sits in the foyer for longer than, say, a minute, it gets stolen. Any package just gets stolen from a public housing building.
Yeah.
So that's why I got a parcel collect. They won't deliver to a parcel collect because it's this massive 2-meter long parcel.
Yeah.
So they have to deliver to my front door on the 14th floor.
Right.
So we have to make sure they can do that, or they hire a courier. You'd be surprised how many couriers don't know how to use an elevator.
Right. Okay. Dang.
So and that's the number 2 desk.
Yeah.
I had email confirmation that they could guarantee 100% that they would deliver
Yeah.
up the elevator.
Damn.
And but I want that one desk. I want
Yeah.
the number one
yeah.
desk. So that was happening all the way up until yesterday.
Damn.
I haven't heard back since. So
Oh, that's
incompetence.
weaponized.
Yeah.
incompetence.
Oh God. Well, her job's on the line, so you know.
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I just had to rant. Thank you for coming to
listening.
my TED talk.
Yeah.
When you're talking to people on the spectrum, you need to be specific.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how we landed into that rant.
How do we land into anything? I think you might have,
Oh, I'm still working.
you know,
on
finished that one.
Yeah.
I would see if you
What have we
like this
got
one.
here?
This is for people with good memories. I made this on the stream. I think. Oh no, maybe not. But I talked about it, and this I was going to take to the party in Sydney. This is a variation of one of my favorite cocktails, a Vieux Carré. It's got what has it got in it? I think I put whiskey and brandy and sweet vermouth and dry vermouth and some herbal liqueurs and a bit of sugar syrup. So it's got booze, sweet, herbal.
It sounds good.
Yeah, no, it's a classic New Orleans drink. So it's kind of like halfway between an old fashioned and a Manhattan.
Okay.
But yeah, when you finish that one, have a little taste and see if you like it. And because I made a stupid amount of it, and there's some overflow like in that hip
yeah.
flask. So if you like it, you can take that home.
Okay.
it's
Look, I'm not going to argue with that.
it's a nice, ready to drink. Just put it on ice.
Mm. Well,
I need
the
a little
clarified eggnog, really nice.
Yeah.
The taste grew on me, which is a good way to say.
It was weird. This
The taste, I was like, that's just Stockholm syndrome.
yeah,
Of taste.
yeah.
But yeah, I drank it a few times. Oh, that's a lot of emoji.
I know it's really funny. I think I've mentioned before.
Emojis
If you put
don't work for us.
if you put emojis, they come up on YouTube, but StreamYard does that, which I personally find mildly amusing. Pride flower, rainbow heart, pride person, earth intersex, is covering all the things. I like it.
Happy Pride. I've got my Pride pin on, by the way.
Yeah. And I agree, Doc. No, that's just how our conversations go.
Yeah.
How did we end up on something? You just
Yeah.
Lemonheads, hello, happy Pride, here queer. Don't give a shit if you get used to it. Nice.
Okay, so
Just a little bit to see if you like it, and then pour some more.
well, it certainly smells boozy.
Oh yeah,
so-
it's very boozy.
Mm.
Basically,
Oh.
a fair bit going on in this one.
Mm. A little bit peaty. That
I think
That-
it's literally picked it up from the barrel because
yeah.
the inner of the barrel is
Spit
burnt.
smoke. Yeah, the smoke.
Whatever they call that.
Charred.
Charred. That's
Yeah.
the word. Why do I always have trouble with that word? The inside of the barrel is charred.
Yeah, that's it. It's
Which
not
is-
peat. It's just the charred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's after only like 4 days. And it's
That's
that's why I decanted it, because it's like, oh, it's just picked up a nice bit of character.
Mm.
I'll decant it
I
and
like
that'll
it.
freeze the character. Yeah, all right.
May I?
Yeah, pour some more.
May I have a cherry?
Yes, I will get you a cherry. Yeah, you go to your heart's content there.
I'm
Skewers
not
are
going to have a huge amount.
no, just that's why I thought I'd let you pour.
Yeah, like I said, I'm on antibiotics at the moment, so I don't want to mess them up
Doing
too
Captain,
much.
doing Captain Ahab, just trying to stab in there until I actually get a cherry.
Cool.
Yeah, so we're just chilling, and there's even
Yeah.
one more different clarified cocktail you can try, but I'm quite happy with how this one came out. And I was thinking, because I have absurd amounts of gin, probably as much as I do of whiskey over there. I
Yeah.
was thinking, I use the barrels again. I was thinking of doing a barrel aged martini or a martini. I just thought That could get
Ooh.
really interesting. If a martini just starts.
Depends what was in the barrel beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are martini variations where you use like sweet vermouth and whatnot.
Mhm.
And I just thought, so it's not going to taste like a regular martini.
Mm.
It's going to be a different thing.
Yeah.
Probably be more like a classic cocktail that's called a Martinez,
Okay.
which is possibly the early days of cocktails are a bit. Martinez, most people think came before a martini.
Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez. If we look at my yeah, if I was a real cocktail nerd, I'd know it off the top of my head. The Martinez. Yeah, most people probably say Martinez, actually. So that's
Yeah, because every time you mispronounce something, like I get facial tics.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
So there's
But it didn't on that one.
there's a split there. Well, they're saying to use Geneva, which is like the precursor to gin. It's the Dutch spirit that became popular, and it was a grain spirit.
Mhm.
It was malty, so it was almost like unaged whiskey.
Okay.
And it got popular in England, and I think there was probably a trade war between the Dutch or probably an actual war between the Dutch and the English. Who knows? I know they were arguing over trade routes. I know that much.
Probably.
And the English started distilling, and that's what they put juniper. That's where juniper became the central bit of gin. Geneva doesn't. Does Geneva have juniper in it? I'm going to think. Okay, so yes, 13 botanicals, including coriander, angelica, mace, fresh berries, celery, hazelnuts, roasted walnuts. Yeah, so I don't think Geneva has juniper in it.
Okay.
Which to call something gin, it has to have juniper in
Yeah.
it. And the preparation of Geneva and gin is different as well. Hello, Megaleech. How are you?
Megaleech.
I am most of the. Sorry?
Has it been? Is it me or has it been a really long time since Megaleech has joined us?
He did join a stream a little while ago, but he hasn't been on that much. He's
Yeah.
actually been on the Discord more than he's been on the stream.
Okay.
And he did recommend a book to me, Pushing Ice, a sci-fi book, which I'm mostly through. And they are very weird people in this book. Their behavior borders on psychopathic as far as I'm concerned. It's like, you pissed me off. I'm going to put you in solitary confinement for 13 years. And it's like, by any definition, that's torture.
By every
like by legal,
what do
you call it? The Geneva Code,
Geneva Convention.
Yeah, that
human
is
rights.
that is literally torture.
Yeah.
And it's just like these people are just like, it's like arseholes in space.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Well, hello, Megaleech. How are you?
I am enjoying it, by the way. In fact, it's really interesting. The guy who reads it, because I'm doing the audiobooks, is quite different to a lot of the other readers. And at first I was thinking, I'm not going to like this. It's just, don't think I like his style, but I got into it and I quite enjoy it.
I can't do audiobooks.
That's fair.
Yeah. I just like the pace is too fast and I like to go at a different pace, either faster or slower, depending on like how I'm feeling. And when you're listening to an audiobook, it goes at their pace.
Although you can both slow down and speed up.
True, but
no, I get exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, it's different when you're reading a physical book. You're taking it in yourself and you're doing it in your own internal monologue voice.
Yeah.
or you're using Morgan Freeman's voice in your head, and which is something I often do.
I like audiobooks because I can be listening to them while I'm doing stuff, and I can't be carrying a book around when I do that.
True.
I find it hard to will myself these days to sit down and read a book. I do
that's
it
a common
sometimes.
problem. That's a modern problem,
Yeah.
which a lot of people suffer from,
Yeah.
myself included.
Yeah.
And I've actually started to train myself out of that, and it's hard because technology
Yeah.
has given us like
Or you're
these
just overstimulated.
overstimulated dopamine hits
Yeah.
in all our devices, smartphones, computers, and it's made books can't compete with that.
Yeah.
So I put some steps in place that hopefully I'll get back into reading properly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is a very common problem.
Yeah.
I miss reading. I miss reading books.
I got myself to sit down for about an hour last weekend and do some reading.
That's actually really impressive.
I felt somewhat virtuous. Catching up on some comics I had, and
that's so impressive. Yeah,
finishing a little book by a famous bartender, Jeffrey Morgenthaler, called "Drinking Distilled," which is fun. It's kind of it's a lifestyle guide. It's really interesting. It's almost like, hey, do you want to get into cocktails and understanding and enjoying them and doing them properly? Yeah, this is a lifestyle guide for that.
Nice.
And it's actually a pretty good book. Like for me, it's like, wow, this is a whole bunch of beginner level stuff. That's okay. But he even has stuff like etiquette in bars, and there's a big thing about like how do I like buy someone across the bar a drink? And he goes, oh, probably don't. But
yes,
because they don't want to be bothered. Most
usually,
but if you want to, you say to the bar, this is in my bar, you say to the bartender, I'd like to buy that person a drink. And the bartender says, I'll ask if they want a drink. And the bartender will go over and say, there's someone it won't say who, but just say, there's someone in the bar who would like to buy you a drink. Are you interested? And if they say no, I go, no problem. And they'll just go back to the person and just say, they said no. And he said, you kind of get two reactions. One is I'm slightly embarrassed now and I'm going to slink away from the bar.
Yeah.
And the other one is someone who wants to cause a scene. You go, I wasn't asking for permission, just do it. And then I'll introduce them to the bouncer and they'll leave.
Yeah. Nice.
And then the next bit was like, how about if I just hand someone a drink? And he goes, how about if you get the fuck out of the bar? Who? What?
Yeah.
Someone walking up to you who you don't know saying, have this?
Who's going to drink that?
Yeah. You just go, what the fuck is wrong with you? Don't
I
do that.
brought my own Rohypnol things.
Ridiculous. So Megaleech has been reading manga from your daughter's collection to help her exercise. Okay, explain. Into Thin Air Lemonheads. That sounds familiar, and I can't exactly place it.
I have no problem reading non-fiction.
Yeah.
To further on the reading thing.
Yeah.
If it's like a textbook or like my Elven language book.
Yeah.
Or D&D books. Like I can sit there for hours and just like flick over rules pages and stuff like that. But a fiction book, I'm just like 3 sentences in, I'm falling asleep.
Yeah.
It's
it's just making the time. And like I said, audiobooks, if I'm doing chores around the house, if I'm walking around the office, I can be listening to it.
Okay. Don't you lose concentration?
Oh, all the time. I probably should listen to them twice because I probably only pick up half of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
My brain wanders.
Because I often take ages to read properly because I go back and because I'm dyslexic. Yeah. Like I often have to read the same sentence twice.
Yeah.
Or, I didn't really quite pass that sentence. So I have to read that again. And
I often find myself thinking, I just drifted off. I don't know what I missed.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And
Hello,
like
Laura.
an audiobook, I'd be constantly like going back and there's no rewind button. You have to like physically move the slide bar.
Yeah.
And if it's like 10 hours, you move it back and it went back 5 chapters.
These ones have ones where you can jump back 30 seconds.
Oh, that's a nice feature.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can either drag the slider
Oh,
or
yeah,
you
30
can go back or
That's
forward 30 seconds.
really handy, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Hi,
Uh,
Laura.
Hello. Oh, Megaleech said the exercise thing is you grab a mango, drive to a location 3 kilometers away, and she walks to the location while you read, which is nice.
Wow.
And Noog,
I
yeah,
hope-
if you have learned something, we're always interested.
I should have done that when Will was young.
Yeah.
I'll drive to a location and read, and he could have like walked somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, it was what, 7, 8? I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, give him some exercise. maybe a bit younger than that. I don't know, 3.
Yeah. Just let him go for a walk. Yeah, who knows?
I won't tell him where it is,
No.
where I'm going.
No.
Just he can figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how they get independence.
Yes. Oh,
Okay, so
blinker fluid is real.
Robin was a really good read. Okay. Robin Williams has an interesting and complex thing. Laura's in Hiroshima.
Nug.
Okay,
is
no,
convinced
no,
blinker
you've got to
fluid.
say something here. So be aware that our cynicism meters are already on high.
And we are Australian.
Yeah.
The original prankster nation of pranksters here.
But go right ahead and try and explain how blinker fluid was real.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you're joking. I think you're
Yeah,
going to
no,
say-
I detect a hint of sincerity here.
Yeah. And just random no, like you saw us watching the cowboy streams. And I talk about this on the streams. I've gotten a bit hooked on watching people on Red Dead Redemption modded servers where people role play. You're not playing the game. Everyone's role playing. Someone today, and he's a very funny character, and a few people I watch interact with him. I don't think this guy actually streams, which I'm so used to people streaming. When I find out the majority of the people playing it aren't streaming while they play it, I think it's weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
To each their own.
yeah.
It's called role playing.
Yeah.
Like, I do it and don't stream. Like,
So
it's called D&D.
This guy, and I don't think he's Australian, but sometimes it's very hard to tell because people are all doing accents. Some very badly.
Mhm.
Some are with questionable ethics. Like
Yep.
someone's doing like an Apu type Indian character. Go,
Oh.
okay, you might be Indian actually, because I
well,
know
let's hope. Yeah.
I know Indian people who talk like that.
Yeah.
and-
Okay.
One guy was playing as an Australian Aborigine, and I was like, I would like to think you actually are, because I've got issues if you're not.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing it in a negative way, but he was.
Yeah. Okay.
If you grew up in the country, it was a country accent, and I was like, okay, every time, and you get people doing Mexican accents and whatnot. Significant number of queer dudes playing women, and so it's like virtual drag. They're having a very good time, and all this. There's one guy who I don't think's Australian, but he has a very funny and weird, quirky sense of humor, and he's just like There's a thing like you're not allowed to mention you're in a game or to know what someone else has done on their stream. They call that metagaming, and it's bad form.
Yeah.
This guy comes so close to the line. Like when for facial expressions, people will type a thing like /me looks surprised, and text will come up saying looks surprised. And he's be talking to someone and they type me looks surprised. He goes, oh, you look surprised. Because he's just trying to crack people up. But contextually, it's not metagaming.
Yeah.
But you can tell he's always trying to crack people up. And he just does innuendo out the wazoo. He just never stops. But just randomly, all these guys were playing poker, and he comes in and he says, hey, fellas doing? And he's just like, no, he has an American accent in the game. So I don't think he's Australian, but it could be an Australian doing an American accent. And he started talking about, fellas, I've missed you. You're special. I like having you in my life. And he's getting emotional. Guys, it's important. Guys talk like this. We've got to share feelings. If you got feelings, I want you to share them with me. If you got feelings for another man, that's cool too. And then he just goes, let 1,000 flowers bloom, if what I say. But if a croc grabs someone, and I'm in hysterics. because the people he's saying it to are American. And I this guy's chat, and I'm just typing all caps, ha ha ha, ha, Bob Catter reference. And the guy's saying, who's Bob Catter? And I'm like, Australian Conservative politician, just search YouTube Bob Catter crocodile and you will piss yourself. And he goes, after saying that, which and just like landed flat because no one got it, he's just going, I feel this great, that's some great references that no one here understands. And just randomly I'm watching and he just does the Bob Catter thing. And it's just like, my God.
Oh, so was this live? Were you watching live or on a YouTube?
Yeah, no, this was live.
Nice.
And that's because I'm in the chat going, oh my God, that was a Bob Catter reference.
Nice.
And the guy who has this magical voice, it's this sort of, the best way I can describe it is it's partly Bing Crosby with a really melodious and it's light southern tinge. And he's just got this, like the guy should be doing voiceovers and voice acting. He's got this beautiful voice. And he seems genuinely nice. And I'm just typing in the chat, no, that was such an extreme Australian reference.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry. We should touch butts. Probably not.
What's the point of touching butts?
No.
What?
Chainsaw Man, Kaiju number 8, Death Note. There you go. Yeah, my offspring are really into more anime than manga, but they probably do some manga. Hey, Justin, how you doing?
This camera really shows off how weird your head looks.
Yeah, I know. Again, you can see. I was about to say, optical illusion, my head appears to be twice the size of Abigail's.
We're like the same distance from the camera.
It's not an optical illusion. Like, I'm not joking. When I did the, standing there videos with Aidsy back in the day, I made him stand a pace in front of me.
Yeah. Okay.
So optically, his head was closer to the size of my head.
Yeah. Okay. So if I did the same thing.
See.
Oh God. Yeah. Wow.
Now I've moved back, and now our heads are at the same size.
You are a good 30 centimeters behind me.
So.
Dang.
I know.
But I look at you and I don't see that.
No. Cameras.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to get comfortable.
That's okay.
This is a bucket seat.
Yeah.
And my chair is not.
Oh, okay.
And so I can cross my legs when I sit.
Okay.
But on this chair I can't.
No.
Because it's a bucket seat.
Yeah.
And so I'm used to being comfortable with cross leg.
And
I can't do it on this.
So you didn't like the other chair that doesn't have arms.
It's not the arms, it's the bucket.
Oh, it's the bucket.
It's this thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll live everything.
Actually, I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
I don't want to know. Maybe the gut.
I'm literally just talking about head to. I think my arms are weirdly short, but I don't know. Maybe we're about the same height, and your arms are a bit short. No, I think no. When I think my head in proportion to my arms,
okay,
they look too small. No.
I've got a weirdly short torso.
Well, I see. I have a long torso because
and I've got long legs compared. Yeah, because I remember once I was actually on a date with someone, and we were the same height. And then we went to see a movie and we sat down and I remember being the same height.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember that. Yeah. And then we sat down and as I was sitting down, I noticed I was shorter.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's that about?
Yeah.
And it turns out because my torso was shorter and my legs are longer.
Yeah.
I mean, it means I look really good in heels.
Nice.
Not that I wear heels, but short torso, long legs. And I've seen a bunch of guys with this big torso and freakishly small legs. And now that you know this, you'll see it everywhere. It's a thing. It's totally a thing.
Yeah. Well, I'd found the same thing with Aidsy, with the same height, but if we sat down, I was taller.
Yeah. Okay.
So had a longer torso and shorter legs.
Yes. Yeah. Micro's penis is freakishly girthy. That's what we call a chode.
Imagine the girth. Oh my goodness.
Like a cheese wheel.
Also, Megaleech, long torso, short legs. Yeah.
There we go.
Whereas my son is just tall with long legs, which is I don't know where he gets it. He's like 6 foot tall. And,
Yeah. Okay.
and no one in his mum's family is more than bloody 5 foot tall.
Wow.
Uh,
Genetics.
and no one in my family is more than about 5'9", 5'10".
Okay.
I'm right on the average for the guys in my family, but
Yeah.
5'8", and he's for some reason 6 foot.
Well, yeah, my dad's family, everyone's tall.
Yeah.
So my mum's family, everyone's kind of shortish. Yes, I have an abundance of social spoons, but absolutely no physical spoons. It's just the worst.
I like to think I have more facial expressions than a Funko Pop, but that might be,
and less plastic.
yeah, that might be the only difference. But no, they were a thing. I never liked them. I'm just throwing
Funko Pops. Oh, can't stand them.
No.
Someone gave me one once,
Yeah.
and that's the only one I own. And it's Kaylee from Firefly,
Oh yeah.
mechanic.
Yeah.
But I would never buy one.
No.
Yeah,
I think
they're
they've
the
gone.
worst.
I think they've gone by the wayside.
I hope so, because
know.
I see them around every now and
Yeah.
then. But seeing a wall of them at
Yeah.
a store, and
Yeah.
even worse, a wall of them at someone's house.
Yeah.
And they're always in their packaging.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's just
Yeah.
plastic.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
Nugrickens. I don't even know what that is. Ninodoroid.
Ninodoroid.
Okay, now I need to look that up.
I've never heard of it.
Neither have I. Ninodoroid. Oh, okay. They actually have faces, at least.
Yeah. And expressions.
They have faces. Okay. Sorry, I'll show everyone.
I mean, agreed. They are far better in terms of quality, but they're still just plastic.
Yeah.
And
Damn it. Oh, where are we? So yes, okay. Now I see them. I have seen these Ninodoroids. Yeah, they at least have faces and expression.
yeah.
And I know, someone who liked Funko Pops, hearing me say, I freaking hate that they were just all the same. They would say that's what they like about them.
Yeah, well, to each their own.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can see like the appeal of these.
Yeah.
And I'm not without owning some form of like just still, what do you call these? Figurine things.
Figurines,
Yeah.
collectibles, action figures, whatever the heck.
Yeah, I've got some Veritech fighters from Robotech. I've got I've got an action figure of the Monolith from 2001. It's got 0 points of articulation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a brick.
No, it's
the
it
actual
came in
proportions of the
packaging and
Monolith.
everything. Yeah, and to scale, and yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It was from Think Geek before they shut down,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, it's just one of the. I had to get it as soon as I saw it.
Musical Aviator fought back against someone with Funko Pops by having 1 to 400 scale aircraft on his desk.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
don't have.
I used to build model planes.
I have a little Indian elephant my ex-boss gave me on top of my monitor at work. Various times I've had things like, I remember it was a Lego knockoff, and I don't know what it is, but their minifigs, like they'd have some licensed video games. Like I had a bunch of Halo
Oh
licensed.
yeah. Mega Blocks or
I
whatever.
think they were Mega Blocks.
Something like
I'm
that.
not sure.
I know what you. Yeah.
Yeah, but they had some really quite nice articulated,
Yeah.
like as opposed to Lego minifigs that had, these ones had elbows and wrists,
Yep.
but they're about the same size as a Lego minifig.
Mhm.
And I actually thought they were quite cool. At one point, I had some Halo things
Yep.
on my desk.
I have like a billion ducks
Mhm.
that just gather dust. So I'm not judging people
I know.
who collect collect Funko Pops. I've got useless tchotchkes as well, but
Yeah.
yeah, I make a lot of stuff that just sits
Yeah.
on the desk as well.
Well, yes. And in fact, well, this is not sitting on the desk, but Dr. Abigail made a prototype to try and make clear ice cubes, an insulated container to hold the ice cube tray, which is in the freezer. And it's going to take probably at least 2 days to freeze because it's insulated. And it's the magic of directional freezing.
Yes.
But the fact is, normally when you put ice cubes, an ice cube tray in a freezer, it's freezing from all directions at once, so it freezes relatively quickly. This is literally surrounding the cube on 5 sides with insulation, so it doesn't freeze in that direction. It freezes only from the top down, which makes the freezing process much slower. But the top down thing pushes all the air bubbles and impurities down, and so you get clear ice. And this is, if this works, I'm going.
Yeah, I hope it works.
I hope it works. It looks like it will. I shall be the envy of the other YouTube people. I shall, if it works, I shall immediately make a video about it and go, ha ha! Look what I have.
I forgot. I knew there was something I'd forget.
All right.
I forgot more layering funnels.
Oh, you made more layering funnels.
I just had more.
Oh,
I
okay.
just have more.
Cool. Forget them.
Yeah.
So I didn't say the elephant was a figurine. So you think I've got an actual Indian elephant? Yeah.
His name was Stampy, and you loved him.
I loved him. Yeah. It's you know those stylized ones that have the little diamond things on them. It's about this big. Justin, reading up on Robodebt. Well, that'll be fucking depressing.
Sorry, on Robodebt.
Robodebt was it illegal, God. Even if the guy.
Yeah.
Look, it is blindingly obvious Robodebt was nasty shit because the Liberal Party determined we can fuck over the poor, the dole bludgers, and no one will touch us
because no one will care.
Everyone hates dole bludgers. That's clearly like we will do a horrible, punitive, evil, illegal thing because we're just doing it to dole bludgers and no one will stop us.
Yeah.
And
because they think no one will care because they
don't care. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so obviously ideologically driven.
Mm-hmm.
It just blinded them to.
What gets me is that now the national anti-corruption people are not pursuing it further.
Yeah.
Like, and there's an investigation into why they're not doing that.
Yeah.
Like, they should be, because it's fucked. And yeah, like the whole Robodebt was just fucked from the start. It was a flawed algorithm. It was flawed thinking.
Yeah.
It was punitive and ideological. And fuck, I hate the Liberal Party so much.
Yeah, no, they fucking suck. And senior public servants were 100% on board with it because when they were told this is illegal, they were like, "Shut up! This is what Canberra wants."
Yeah.
And it's like, well, fuck you.
Micro just saw that episode the other night. I'm assuming you mean that episode of The Simpsons where
Stampy.
Yeah, no, that they're like seasons later. But there was an elephant reference, and Bart says, "Gee, I wish I had an elephant." And Lisa says, "You did. His name was Stampy, and you loved him." Call back to
Nice.
That's what. Yeah. Some of my references are too obscure, I guess.
That was a good one. I saw it last week.
Nice.
There you go.
I found a sticker of Professor Farnsworth with a speech bubble saying, "If you want me, I'll be in the Angry Dome." Like, that's a quote too.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, like that's such an obscure reference though. Like Futurama was so full of blink and you miss it.
Yeah.
Iconic quotes.
Yeah, yeah. And it's kind of funny if you ever go back and watch the first season, there were a couple of things they were trying to turn into catchphrases that didn't work.
Yeah.
And I feel like after the first season, they just went, okay, none of the catchphrases work, but weird random one-liners that are never revisited work. Let's just do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And Laura's gone on a tangent.
Oh, God.
Oh, you got to start with.
You had a terrible night, humid, hot. Sign said aircon was controlled centrally, but it does actually work if you turn it on. Ooh.
Have to turn it on.
Damn. All right. Well, I assume you're staying there more than one night. That's better than discovering it after you leave.
Where is Laura at the moment?
Hiroshima.
Oh, cool. Hiroshima. Japanese. It's not English. You have to use their pronunciation.
Okay. Depends what school you went to in Japan. So.
Is it?
Yes.
Well,
that's my excuse for everything. Depends where you went to school.
Do you know for sure if that is in fact true?
No. I am just randomly making up facts.
Yeah, I thought so.
I will.
Oh dear.
Okay, so we're still talking about Robodebt. The Australian Public Service Commission is investigating why the Anti-Corruption Commission isn't.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
it's getting weird. Point.
It's getting meta.
Okay, if I were to guess why the Anti-Corruption Commission isn't doing it, they were just like, dude, it's just public servants doing what they were told. And if we investigate this, we're going to have to investigate everything, and it's all just going to get murky. And I'm not saying that's a good thing, but
I know
that's what I think their mentality is.
Yeah, okay.
Because I also think
they're going down a rabbit hole, and like it's got its cancerous roots into everything. And sure, expose it all. Do it. That's what you get paid for.
I think they might be saying or positing it's not corruption. It's nasty, fucked up behavior.
It's the banality of evil.
We're not the nasty, fucked up behavior commission. We're the actual corruption commission. And
okay.
They weren't getting personal gain from it.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're getting at.
I'm guessing. I have no idea.
Well, we'll find out what they...
We sure will.
Yeah.
We'll find out what's behind it. Yes, I say Z, although the younger generation overwhelmingly say Z.
In America?
In Australia.
I've heard Will say Z, and it just bugs me to...
Overwhelming majority of under 30s say Z.
Under 30, you reckon?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Surely
not. No, the Zoomers all say Z.
It's weird.
It's culture.
It's un-Australian.
It literally is.
If I hear anyone from now on saying Z, saying Z, I will punch them in the face.
Yeah.
With my fist.
Yeah.
That is not a guarantee.
No. And I'm not sure where it comes from, if it was literally from the person who made up, because the ABC song was made up by an American to help kids learn. And I don't know if it literally came from that to make it rhyme at the end. Because when people occasionally make the really shit argument, it's like, all the letters do? Really? H, M, N, Q, R? Are they all going, that's not qui and re and me and ni. Shut the fuck up. Z is Z. But I could see someone, I'll see. You're trying to say it makes no more sense than anything else.
Yes.
There's no consistency in the sounding of the letters of the English alphabet.
Yeah.
It's
culture. It's just etymology.
I'm guessing it comes from that song that the person said Z to make it rhyme in the song.
Which is the exact same. It's the exact same tune as Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Yes. There's and Mary Had a Little Lamb. It's remarkable how many things you can
Was
sing
really
to the same rhythm. Yeah, it is good. That's why I have some more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, and Z and Z is just completely arbitrary.
it's arbitrary.
Yeah.
It's absolutely arbitrary.
But I mean, Z came first because of the British.
Yeah.
It's the English language.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and
No.
America has to always be the odd one out.
I'd be willing to bet it's because of that song, but
Yeah.
I'm just making that up.
Yeah.
But
Look,
that
it's a
makes
good
sense.
it's a good
Yeah.
a good a theory as any. I mean, it's just as arbitrary as which side of the road you drive on, and like I couldn't give two shits about it.
Yeah.
The only argument I've ever heard that makes any sense about which side of the road you should drive on
Yeah.
is from a guy who went to America and took his motorcycle.
Yeah.
And he said it was much easier to say hello to other motorcycle riders because what they do is so you accelerate with your right hand,
Yeah.
right? And because they're riding on the right hand side, driving on the right hand side, they would drop their hand, and that's how they said hello.
Right.
But you can't do that here because you take your hand off the accelerator. So instead you do the nod.
Yeah.
But you don't always see that because they could be further away. But that you can see.
Yeah.
So that is the only argument about which is better, left or right hand side of the road.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I don't ride a bike. I drive a car.
Yes.
Couldn't give two shits which side. And the whole, I'm used to it. I've driven on the left side of the road all my life. I'll get used to it if I ever have to drive on the right hand side. Couldn't care less.
It would take a while to get used to. What's going to throw you is doing left and right
turns. Yeah.
It's easy to drive straight.
Yeah. Well, tell Tim Smith that.
I know. It's easy to drive straight until you're Tim Smithed.
Yeah, and then you're suddenly in someone's fence.
Yeah. God, I remember way back in Dubbo, I was on the piece. I didn't drink alcohol. My brother paid me to pick him up from the pub, and well, I'm fine. He was going to give me $10 to go and get him.
Okay.
And so we're driving home and going past the local park, and he just goes, "Well, geez, be careful when you're driving down here." And I said, "Why?" He goes, "I was down here once. One of these trees ran right out on the road in front of me."
Yeah.
You've got a sense of humor.
I think the chat's going off about
Chat's going on.
Language.
English came up with gasoline. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not.
English call it petrol, same as we do.
Yeah.
It's not a I mean,
what's micro going on about?
Oh, I think it's because Justin said it's a gas. It's not gas, it's a liquid. Yeah, but that's not what the term gasoline means, I don't think. Gas is I mean,
gasoline shortened to gas
it's just convenient.
It's just
it's convenient but confusing, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you're in America and you say, I got to fill the car up with gas, everyone knows exactly what you mean. It's not that gas goes into the car, it's gasoline. But here we call it petrol. That's all.
Okay, what does Wikipedia say about gasoline or petrol?
Gasoline or petrol is, it's the same thing.
It is, yeah. American English word gasoline denotes fuel for automobiles, shortened to gas, motor gas, or MoGas. Wow,
I've
bring
never
back
heard
MoGas.
We should start a campaign.
Bring back
hashtag
MoGas.
Hashtag MoGas. My phone is
The
dead.
term gasoline originated from the trademark terms cazoline and gasoline, which were stylized spellings and pronunciation of Cassell, the surname of British businessman John Cassell, who on 27th November 1862 placed the following fuel oil advertisement in the Times of London. The patent gasoline oil, safe, economical, and brilliant, possesses all the requisites. A 19th century advert is the earliest occurrence of the trademark word gasoline. He learned that Dublin shopkeeper Samuel Boyd was selling a counterfeit version of gasoline. Asked Boyd to cease and desist. Boyd didn't reply. Kessel changed the trademark name to gasoline by changing C to G, and then shortened to change it G, so it's Gaz with a Z, gasoline. In 1863, North American English usage had respelled it with an S to gasoline. By 1864, gasoline was common usage.
Well, there you go.
In place of the word gasoline, most Commonwealth countries use the term petrol. So, okay, that's the history. It was a trademark of someone called Castle. Well, you're not totally stupid. Let's go with partially. Sorry, he walked into that. I didn't feel like he walked into that.
I walked into a door, kids.
Because the British did not ever use the term gasoline with an S. That's North America.
And they used gasoline
Yeah.
as a trademark for a specific product.
A person whose name was Castle.
Yeah. And he sold gasoline petrol.
Yeah. Yes. And so the outside of Canada, Commonwealth countries have always said petrol.
Yeah.
And gasoline was uniquely North American.
Well, there you go.
But I really enjoyed looking that up.
Yeah,
We're on the internet.
This is my life, looking things up.
Yeah. So I had often wondered where that came from, honestly.
Yeah, okay.
And now I know, and I'll probably forget. Yeah. Oh, yes and no. Older generations, yes, a Hoover, but most people now know. Would just say a vacuum cleaner.
I call my I call my vacuum cleaner a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
Even though it is literally a Henry Hoover.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I could call it a Hoover, but it's still vacuum cleaner.
My parents' generation would have said Hoover.
Yeah.
And people don't even.
My parents don't. They call it a vacuum.
Maybe it's regional as well.
And my parents are also pretty young.
Yeah, my parents.
They're like, my mum's 60 something. Like almost 70.
My brother insists on posting on Facebook when it's Mother's Day or Father's Day. It's a Batman and Robin thing with, Batman slapping Robin. But you put whatever you want in the caption.
Yeah.
And he has Robin saying, "What did you get your father for Father's Day?" Batman slapping him, saying, "Both my parents are dead." My brother posts that every Mother's Day and Father's Day. It just changes it to mother. And my brother also used to do this weird Santa Claus shit growing up, where he would dress up as variations of Santa Claus that were extremely questionable at best. Particularly, he really enjoyed it when he was like late teens, early 20s. And older siblings all had kids.
Can I share in this misery?
Sharing in misery.
Seeing a Henry Hoover in a skip is probably the saddest thing because they're so easy to fix.
Oh, okay.
They're so simple and easy to fix. I fixed the electrics on mine, and it just continues to work.
Yeah.
They're the best vacuum cleaners ever.
Okay.
And they're simple. They last forever. And yeah, people who just throw shit like that away, you just want to slap them like Batman slaps Robin.
Yeah.
Like you just don't throw a Henry Hoover away.
Yeah. Micro, there is a thing where their trade name becomes common usage, they have to prosecute or they'll lose the trademark.
Oh, yeah.
Like Xerox for photo. No one in Australia ever called photocopiers Xerox machines, but I know in US people would just talk about Xeroxing stuff.
Yeah, if a company drops the ball and lets people get their trademark into the lexicon as a generic term, they're fucked. They can never prosecute again. And that's why like Google had they started to litigate people who would use the term just Google it.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't do it. They couldn't beat that because Google became just so
Yeah.
useful they had
Yeah.
to stop. And then Xerox was one, Skidoo,
Well, Micro's saying
Icemobiles, there
Jet
was-
Ski is actually owned by Yamaha. So
there's a bunch of brands that have lost that battle.
yeah,
Yeah.
and some haven't, but
Mm.
it's like sticky tape when I was young was called Durex,
Yeah. Okay.
and that was just the brand.
Now they're condoms.
Yeah, no, they've been known for condoms now
Yeah,
than
yeah.
sticky tape. Marker pens were Texters,
Yep.
but Texter was a brand.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah, TEXTA was a brand.
Sure.
So all the rest are marker pens.
Yeah, but now what are they now? They're Sharpies.
Yeah, and again,
now
Sharpie is a
yeah,
brand name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it happens.
Yeah, and now the Hoover. Like
Yeah.
Hoover's a brand.
Yeah.
But we don't call them Hoovers here. And
No.
so companies need to be wary of
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah, they actually have to litigate it. Conversely, here's a fun one. One of the old school YouTube channels, the Vlogbrothers, John and Hank Green, they formed this whole community. They're called the Nerd Fighters, and they have their slogan, "Don't forget to be awesome." And people said you should trademark it because there are all these scammy websites selling merch with it, and they went, "We have the legal right to do that, but it would be a bad idea because we'd have to prosecute everyone in our community who did it. We can't selectively prosecute it. We'd have to universally prosecute it. So we live with bad faith commercial entities
Yeah.
ripping it off just to keep our community alive,"
Yeah.
which is pretty big cool because you'd have lawyers in your ear saying, no, capitalize, own, dominate the market.
Yeah. Capitalism is fucked.
It is. It's absolutely fucked.
And corporations and companies are narcissistic sociopaths who never ever have your best interest at heart. Happy Pride Month.
Yes. Oh, God.
Because rainbow capitalism is fucked.
Although I did see a funny one.
John Stewart did a piece on this.
Yeah, no, that's on YouTube. You can get John Stewart and The Daily Show doing that. But there's just a picture. Someone got, I think it was the New York Police Department, like having rainbow police cars.
Yeah.
And someone fucking tricked them with the design, like, pride stuff. And with the rainbow, they had the slogan under it, "All colors are beautiful." So ACAB. Someone snuck an "All cops are bastards" reference in there.
Was that what?
I think it's real.
Can we?
All right. Let's see if we can find it. Pride. Oh, what are we doing? Pride.
Do you want me to do it? Because I can
Police.
type with more than two
All colors are beautiful. See if that brings up a picture. See, here it is. Did the artist behind New York?
fingers. Sneak and ACAB.
Okay, I'll share the picture with everyone.
There it is.
This is the picture I'm talking about.
Maybe we could, like, I don't know, use that to get them to stop building cop cities.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So-
I wanted to sneak in a cop city.
They've put over "All colors are beautiful." ACAB.
ACAB.
Originally coined by British workers on strike in the 1940s.
Damn.
Yeah, so things. Whatever queer artist they hired who hit an ACAB reference in the cop cars in New York City is a hero. Someone said the cops might have done it on purpose. It's not going to work. Yes, they did Blue Lives Matter for All Lives Matter,
Yeah.
but I don't think so. I think that's a stretch.
Yeah, that's probably like someone who did something by accident. And I meant to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they got.
Oh, I
tricked.
meant to punch myself in the face.
They absolutely got tricked on that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. It is a nice show.
Yeah, I like this one. Well, I like most of them, or all of them, even. And Ozzy is trying to mine the ocean. I mean, I'm sure there is. Depends what you mean by
I've
mine.
heard there's this Aussie guy who it was on John Oliver.
Oh yeah.
Who there's a stretch of the ocean that there are these like little they call them these little nodules, but they're basically mineral deposits at
Okay.
the bottom of the ocean that contain like an abundance of rare earth metals.
Yeah.
And like they like you just go and scoop them up,
Yeah.
and they contain like all the elements we need to make like batteries
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And he's proposing, this Aussie guy is proposing we build these machines that just go and hoover up
Right.
all these nodules. I know what I said. I stand by it. Unintentional.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like we could just solve our problems. It's in a zone of the ocean that's like oxygen depleted.
Okay.
And it was always like a naturally deoxygenated.
So there's not a lot of marine life there.
Yeah, but caveat,
Yeah.
like, and he just says, "Oh, they're just there to be scooped up. Why not do it?" Caveat: there is actually a vast ecological
Yeah.
life thriving
is.
at the bottom of the ocean, and it would cause abundant devastation to
Of course it would.
the ocean for miles and miles outside of the zone, because you've got all the
Stir up
dredging,
all the sediment. Yeah.
and all the sediment you drag up there and just dump onto
Yeah.
like the ocean, and the nodules themselves contain like an ecosystem just on them.
Yeah.
And like there's a Cherokee saying like if you harm one thing in nature, you harm the rest. Like everything's connected. I'm butchering the saying.
But it's a domino effect.
Yeah. So like, and he's just ignoring all of that.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yes.
yes, these nodules are amazing. And like, if we mined them, we would probably like not have to ever like rely on slave trade, child labor
Yeah.
to mine the
That's happening in
depths
various
of
parts
Africa.
Of the world. Yeah.
But do we really need to fuck up our oceans any more than we have to do it?
Well, I have no faith in capitalism. and
Yeah.
that if someone can make $1 out of it, they're going to do it.
I think Abundant Devastation was the title of my sex tape. Nickname in high school.
Yeah.
Title of my sex tape.
Yeah.
I always have to one up people, don't I?
That's all right.
Honestly, I think our best bet is to fucking mine asteroids. There are asteroids that have more gold in them than has been mined on Earth in the history of humanity.
Well, I did watch the documentary series The Expanse,
I've seen that documentary.
and nothing went wrong when people started mining asteroids.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
There are asteroids with every mineral and every metal that we've ever mined.
Yeah.
Tenfold of the amounts.
I think we just get Ben Affleck and Steve Buscemi and
Yep.
Bruce Willis and put
Yep.
them on a shuttle and
Yeah, two shuttles.
two shuttles.
Two shuttles.
Yeah, because one of them will probably crash.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know for sure.
You got to have a fail safe,
Yeah,
and they'll solve all our problems.
just in case.
Or actually,
a
as I
crazy Russian dude.
as I understand, their principle was steer the asteroid close to Earth, then explode it, so all the valuable metals rain down on Earth.
Yeah, only the monuments though.
Yeah,
only and populated centers.
that's a whole thing.
They're probably there's huge deposits of minerals on all the rocky planets.
Yes.
It's just a matter of digging them up. There are huge deposits here. We've dug them up.
Yeah. Sorry. No, yes, I do love that little rhyme. Boss makes $1 while I make a dime. That's why I poop on company time.
Yeah.
Say that to myself. I just, save it up for work. There is, if you go on YouTube and you search or click on one thing, then other things that YouTube thinks are like that will show up.
Yes.
Somehow I got onto a novelty one, and there was literally a song about shitting on company time.
Oh, yeah.
And because I clicked on that and went, oh, that's mildly amusing, then a multitude of other bizarre novelty songs came. And I mean, I thought I'd seen bizarre novelty songs. These were bizarre fucking novelty songs.
Wow.
But,
What have we got here?
all right, so this is the next one. And a man was asking, we've been drinking. Okay, so we started. This is a clarified eggnog. It's not completely clear, but considering what eggnog is, and
Yeah.
I could actually bring a
perfect.
thing of the eggnog out
That's the eggnog.
Which one?
I tried some of that before the stream,
before the stream. Yeah,
and it was like I was expecting eggnog taste,
Mhm.
and it defied all my expectations on its non-eggnog
yeah.
flavor.
It's got a little bit. What I like is it's got a little bit of sort of viscous, a slight sort of silky creaminess.
It did,
Because
but
yeah,
I was distracted by
Yeah, no, it doesn't
the
taste like eggnog.
complete lack of eggnog
Yeah.
taste.
and I have to admit, I really enjoyed the supermarket eggnog. As Homer says, we only get 30 sweet noggy days before the government takes it away. Actually using that as a clarifying agent made super yummy drinks. Doesn't taste like the eggnog. I thought it tasted really good, but it's not eggnog. But anyway, this is another clarified cocktail. We were also drinking this, which is a thing I made. It's like a variation on a classic cocktail called a Vieux Carré. It's got whiskey and rum and sweet vermouth and dry vermouth and Benedictine and yellow chartreuse and bitters and sugar syrup. So it's boozy, sweet, herbal. It's got everything. It's really yummy. And this is another clarified cocktail. It's like rum and fruit juice. And it's
Some?
pour yourself some.
Rum and fruit juice.
It's slightly green because I put blue curacao in
It
it.
smells delicious.
It's really yummy.
Oh, it's just a taste.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
just
If it
it-
tastes anything like it smells like,
it's really fruity and yummy and sweet. Yeah, pour some more. What's all about?
it's like sugar and alcohol had a baby,
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
and oh,
Had a dream about me. You're in Adelaide drinking cocktails, talking about AIDS. AIDS turned up and possessed us. We became invisible and gods. That sounds normal.
yeah.
So I think. Oh, actually, there's probably valuable
Oh.
gases on gas giants.
Gas giants are mainly hydrogen and helium,
We can find some use for that.
methane.
We're going to run out of helium. The helium reserves are being depleted.
Yeah, because it's a noble gas, and thus we can't just mine it. Or, well, I mean, we can, but we can't just like chemically produce it.
Yeah.
And so every time like you burst a balloon,
Yeah,
it
that's
just
gone.
goes up.
Yeah.
It's gone, and it doesn't chemically react. So you can't like harvest it from a chemical reaction from
Yeah.
water or something.
Yeah.
Once you mine it from like wherever they
Yeah.
mine it from,
Yeah.
it's gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've known about this for a while.
Yeah. And there were literally helium reserves in the US, which they started using because they're running out.
Mhm.
So I'm literally going to get to be an old man talking to the grandkids. When I was young, we'd have a party. I let my balloons float all by themselves. They go, all right, Grandpa, time for bed.
Well, you can make hydrogen balloons.
Just
They're just really dangerous,
Hindenburg-ish,
and they don't make your voice go all squeaky.
which is bad.
But yeah, you can technically make helium
Yeah, because they're
in a fusion reactor.
Yeah.
And fusion reactors aren't as you can, they don't have to be big and expensive.
Yeah.
You can get small fusion reactors. They don't.
Iron
Give-
Man's got one in his chest.
That's an arc reactor, Angry.
Isn't that a sort of fusion reactor?
No.
No? Okay. All right.
Hydrogen bomb. Yes, hydrogen bombs make more helium, but that helium escapes into the upper atmosphere.
So what
Um,
you've got to do is
Good night, Celtic King.
do a hydrogen bomb in an enclosed space.
There are small desktop
hydrogen bombs.
hydrogen fusion
Okay.
reactors that aren't sustainable at the moment. They don't give back as much as.
Oh
the
yeah,
energies you put
they
in.
cost more energy to run than
Yeah.
they output.
So, as far as I'm aware, they look pretty,
yeah.
and you need like a lot of equipment to get them running. But yeah, like technically, they make helium. Not much of it, certainly enough. Not enough that we use, and we use helium for way more important things than
I know.
party balloons.
And we waste it on frivolous shit. We actually need it for a bunch of
we-
important things.
we need it for like MRIs,
Yeah.
and shit like the medical things.
There's a whole bunch of medical things,
Mm.
and we waste it on frivolous shit because we're ridiculous. There was talk of
I don't know what Castle Bravo is.
there was talk of mining helium on the moon.
Yeah,
It was apparently a viable thing.
yeah. I've heard of that. You'd be locked away in all the regolith.
Was Castle Bravo nuclear testing? Is that what we're saying? I don't know what it is either.
Mm.
But,
Yeah, so the cosmic rays hitting regolith, especially the water reserves locked away in some of the craters on the
Mm.
moon where the sun actually can't reach, like at
Yeah.
the poles.
Yeah.
Actually fusing hydrogen into helium in the water,
Yeah.
the water ice.
yes, helium-3 or whatever.
Tritium.
Hmm.
Oh no, that's hydrogen-3. Helium-3. I don't know what that isotope is called.
No, I've seen references to it, but
Oh, musical aviator knows what I'm talking
There we
about.
go.
Helium-3.
so it's people talk about weird shit, but we might do some of the weird shit.
I'm up for some weird shit.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Not right now.
Not on camera.
You're not about to jump into a moon drill.
Oh, speaking of weird shit, I want to check out the sex hat.
Oh, that's right. Dr. Abigail wanted to check out the sex hats for herself. Fair enough.
Actually, I wanted to go back here and like be behind the angry bar because this is pretty cool. It's a really good setup you got here.
Yeah, I'm quite fond of it.
And I'm in my suit. So
You actually look really good behind the
I
bar.
know, don't I?
You should be making me a martini right about now.
If I knew how to make a martini,
Yeah.
I'd totally make you a martini.
No,
It'd be shit.
you look good behind the bar.
How good does this look? But yeah, I wanted to check out
All right, so
the
the sex hat situation.
Oh wow, that is holy.
That's the liqueurs in there.
You have a problem.
But I have a problem that I don't have enough space to put all the bottles. That's the problem.
You have a drinking problem.
My only drinking problem is I'm not drinking enough of it because there's so many bottles.
Fuck me, that's a lot of.
See all those. There's almost as many in the cupboard again. But
Damn.
this is spirits here, and then
Oh, there's some spirits in here too.
there's the liqueurs, and then the overflow spirits, the ones that wouldn't
Not
fit
to
on here.
mention the spirits and the skeletons in here.
Yeah, there's a few skulls. Oh, there's actually a few skulls in there.
Huh?
Very squeaky.
Yeah.
That's-
I didn't see any sex hats.
Oh,
Are they in there or are they in? Did I not? Are they down? Here?
No, I think they're higher up.
Oh, okay.
There's is there anything interesting here? I think there's a it's like a sex cape in here.
Oh. Is this not?
It's a bit of a pain in the ass to close, quite honestly.
I just look.
Yeah, just
Can't get over how awesome this looks.
yeah, you look good. There's a few games in there.
Yeah, what kind of game?
Werewolf.
Oh, Werewolf is so cool.
Yeah, he's had it for parties.
Social deduction game.
Yeah, For some reason, he's never. So, but all right. The awkward stuff in a way. Huh? Oh fuck. Oh, the sex hats are behind here.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing them. You shouldn't either.
I don't know where they've been.
I think that you do know where they've been.
You've got theories?
You do know where they've been.
You
That's why you shouldn't wear them.
You have theories about where the sex hats
Yes.
have been.
I like how the Starwood logo. I don't know. Sound like a glass.
I think it was
Not knocked over. The Starwood logo here
Yeah.
is a four-dimensional Cartesian plane.
Okay.
That's what I see.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know what anyone else like. It's not coming up on camera, of course. I mean,
we can take it over.
yeah, a four-dimensional Cartesian plane. Can you not see it?
Oh, I don't know what a four-dimensional Cartesian. Well, actually, I do get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
X, Y, Z, and A.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. But that's
I'll take it over and show them.
that's the full.
That's the full logo.
That's the really stylized one on there. And they don't do the bottles like that anymore.
Yeah, I know.
They do the bottles. Okay, Jim. Okay, we had this discussion. I get why they've changed the labels. I
Yeah.
think they're trying to appeal to a younger crowd, and they are kind of
Okay.
younger.
Is this the new?
That's a special one.
Oh,
We
perfect.
could do a direct comparison because I'm sure I have.
It's shelf.
Okay. So, just do a direct comparison.
This is a fancy box.
It is. I kept the box because it's so fancy.
That is super.
That's a real limited edition they did. Right. Let's take some stuff over
Okay.
and show it off. Okay. Oh, that's Solera, not no though. But it's the same bottle anyway.
Okay.
Okay. So. Okay. So first Dr. Abigail wants to show up the Cartesian, was it?
Four-dimensional Cartesian plane. Tell me you can't see it.
No, I get what you're saying.
X, Y, Z, and A.
So
Yeah, that's what I see.
that is a stylized version of this logo. You see, it's a whole star field on the old ones. And I love these bottles. I've kept them because it's painted on. That's like I soak the labels off, but the star field is painted on, and I think that looks cool. So if there's a fire, it'd be screwed. The investigator referred to an accelerant. Yeah, well, a lot of accelerants.
Yeah.
But this is the new bottle.
Oh, I don't like it.
Yeah, Strictly Sega was saying he didn't like it. I get why they're doing it because they are going hard trying to attract a younger crowd, and I think there's like a young, funky vibe they're going for.
They missed the mark.
Well, who knows?
It's not the first time that their marketing department have kind of missed the mark.
Oh god, there was that ridiculous thing
Oh.
they did with the peated one.
Expeated.
Unexpeated.
Unexpeated,
And I was
yeah.
just like, no.
No.
And I think Kirsten was still working there then. She muttered like how much they paid some marketing person to get.
Yeah.
And then it was a popular drink, but everyone told them the name was fucking stupid. So they re-released it as just peated finish. But also,
I don't like that new logo. It
Just-
looks crap.
yeah, I think it's very attention grabbing, but also I don't know shit about marketing. So
Fair enough.
there's a little bit of embossing at the bottom of the bottle.
Yeah, okay.
It says "To New Horizons."
I
Just
mean,
me.
that's cute. I
That's
get that.
Okay, my biggest disappointment. I haven't opened this one because I've got a bullet at it.
Although a horizon in space means entirely different.
The event
thing.
horizon.
Any kind of event horizon in space is to be avoided.
The one up there that is one of these new bottles is a limited edition that I got was aged in ex-bourbon barrels, and it's very yummy. But the neck of these bottles is shorter and has a wider opening.
Yep.
It doesn't glug 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 when you pour.
Is that good or bad? I don't know.
It's extremely disappointing. I
Yeah.
love the glug when you pour a bottle for the first time.
Yeah.
It goes
kinda
glug 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 glug.
Okay.
I love that. And I just
I'm
doing.
indifferent to that.
I was doing a video and I went, and here's the bit where first you get the satisfying first time you take the stopper out. It goes pop, and he goes, and now the glug glug glug, and it just did this very gentle glug, and I went.
Oh.
I was
Oh, what about the kaboom? There's
Yeah,
supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
And yes, I agree. Nova is my absolute
Yeah.
go-to, and Dr. Abigail agrees. Yeah, but their whole range is quite good. And yeah, I have a bit of a weakness for getting their limited editions. As this one,
Mhm. That looks fancy.
this
That-
fancy.
That is so fancy.
This is one of I think the like 40-something% version of this might show up in like Dan Murphy's in a while. This is finished in Lagavulin, which is a very famous peated Scotch whiskey.
Okay.
And this is the cask strength version, 55%. I don't think this is ever going to be available
Wow.
again. So
Yeah, they just sold out. Or
yeah, they made a limited number of them, and you had to go into a ballot to get it. And then if your name came up in the ballot, you could get one. Same
Yeah,
as
okay.
the bourbon cask. Then a few times. It's not a gimmick because one of the ballots I did not get one, and I took
Yeah,
it
okay.
personally, and I was really pissed off.
Yeah.
And I was going super sour grapes on that. And
Okay.
you can actually get that one at Dan Murphy's now. So it's interesting. The first run
Yeah.
is by ballot, and then like 6 or 12 months later, some of them become available
I
at
guess
Dan Murphy's.
there are people who just didn't buy it when
Yeah.
they got. their-
Well, no, they do another run of
Oh,
most of them, but I don't think there will ever be another cask strength release of this.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't think there will ever be another release of that bourbon cask one, although I could be wrong. But anyway, your lads at Elysian had this one that I didn't get, which was
Oh.
a stout cask one.
Whoa.
And I was like, I actually need to taste that. And I was also like, and convinced myself I didn't really miss out.
Oh no.
I'm going full sour
Oh,
grape.
no. Yeah.
And so I had a taste of it, and I was like, oh, that's really good. It was really good.
Oh no.
It was really
Damn.
good. And I was like, damn.
Darwin.
But you can get it at Dan Murphy's now. It's very expensive. Well, it's not. It's nowhere near them.
What's on the inside of the
Okay.
box?
Yeah.
Just pass me the box. I just want to. There's got like some
They call it
cool
a star
cool
chart.
stuff. They've got. Oh, it's
The
all
flavors.
it's all
It's marketing stuff.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Maritime influence. Oh,
I
what
always,
does that even mean in whiskey?
I always make Mrs. Angry laugh when I read the marketing bullshit from Spirit.
Coastal peat.
Okay, because the Lagavulin distillery is a little island.
But it's peat.
You get people who swear blind. They can, like, because it's near the sea, the
Yeah.
saltiness permeates the barrel.
I will put them to the test.
Oh, yeah. No. It's
1000%.
Yeah.
Modern twist.
Yeah. Look.
Fucking hell.
Have a whiff.
That makes me want to drink some.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
we'll get one of the little.
yeah. It's
That's what it's for.
Smells amazing.
The only purpose of this stuff is to like
Is to
share it with people. As far as
Okay.
I'm concerned.
Oh well, then. Whoa, am I in the way?
I got it. Just going to get us a fancy.
Red berries, because there could be blueberries. I guess
Exactly.
Gently smoky. Well, it was gently smoky.
Yeah, because it's not actually a peated whiskey.
Yeah.
It's whiskey that's finished in
In barrels.
barrel that had peated whiskey.
Yeah.
And it's like a super peaty whiskey. So there's a lot of residual peat
Yeah.
flavor in the wood.
I get that. Yeah. Toasty oak.
Oh, that's just such a common note for something that's aged in oak barrel. though.
Toasty oak. Tropical fruits. Yeah, okay.
I
Is it also elementally aged?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
The bourbon cask one has a reference to in the taste of lemon curd, which I'm going. I've
Oh,
never.
do I need to?
Oh, you
warm
don't
it up?
need to. This is what the guys at Bakery Hill said to do.
Okay.
If you hold it,
And-
so your hand's warming up, and you cover it so the vapor builds up a little bit,
Oh yeah.
and so it's really getting released in there. And then you do the.
When in Rome.
And it is. It's gently peaty. Nice. Yeah.
Oof. Nice.
It is nice.
Oh,
It is.
the mouthfeel is amazing
It's a really good Starward whiskey
Oh.
with a peaty edge on it.
because I do like a peaty whiskey,
Mm.
not super peaty,
Yeah.
but it's almost like a mildly actually peated whiskey.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
like you can get some scotches that have been peated on purpose.
Yeah.
But only a mild amount.
oh yeah.
Like that's this.
I'll do the whiskey nerd thing. If you wonder what that means, peated smoky, it's literally the base of whiskey is grain. Malted barley, wheat, corn, any sort of grain can go into whiskey. Peated whiskey, the grain is literally toasted over peat, as in the
They
stuff
burn-
that comes from the bogs in.
Yeah, and
northern-
it's like a sticky, like it's almost oil.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's-
It's compressed vegetable. It's compressed vegetable matter from swamps.
Yeah,
It's cut and it's semi-solid.
it's a non-Newtonian
Yeah.
liquid.
Yeah, and they burn it, and
The smoke gets
the smoke-
infused.
the smoke permeates the grain. The grain is then brewed. The first stage of whiskey is basically beer. You brew it, and then you distill that brew, and the peat process is like so intense it carries through the whole thing. You ferment it, and then you distill that ferment, and you
you still get the smoky.
you
peat.
usually distill it twice, and the smoke is still there.
Yeah.
Like some of these Scotch peated
Oh,
whiskies.
God. I had.
Smoke. I've actually got some Smoke Monster samples. in
Yeah.
there.
Have you ever tried Ardbeg?
Yeah, Ardbeg is
Yeah,
the people who love the peat. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Fun joke, Strictly Sega. Have you heard of the bog bodies they found in various parts of the UK and Ireland? It's basically, I think in each case is.
Sorry, there's a party in my mouth.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh,
this is
It's
just
got the perfect tingle.
yeah,
You know that whiskey tingle.
and it's weird because like
Mm.
most whiskeys you see on the shelf are around 40% ABV. This is 55, which is a decent kick up,
Yeah.
and it doesn't burn that
No,
much,
it's
but it's warm.
the burn is actually nice,
Mm.
and it is quite warm, and the smokiness is mild and doesn't kick your ass.
But it sits with you. It's just like
Mm.
I almost feel like I've inhaled
Mm.
barbecue smoke or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Mm.
So, Strictly Sega, making a joke about peat. So, they've found various bodies that have been preserved from being thrown into peat bogs.
Mm.
And in most cases, if not all cases, I think they worked out the people were actually sacrifices or something because
Okay.
they're bound and they've got sort of what look like ritual.
Tokens and
Yeah,
kinda
and their
talismans
throats
and-
cut and they've got a thing through their head. So there's a whole thing. But I did watch a doco on one. They found one, and the peat tends to preserve the bodies really well, and they can find out a lot
It's
of
like starved of oxygen.
Yeah,
and
yeah, so they don't decay. And so yes, the people doing the restoration of this body, and it was male, and they ended up calling him Pete, as in Pete, Boggs.
yeah,
They decided his name was Pete Boggs.
Yeah.
Because he was found in a peat bog. Scientists, they're very serious people.
Well, you know,
was gonna the tasting notes. The bourbon cask one, they say lemon curd, which is a bizarre tasting note for whiskey. But I tasted it. And I went, I don't know if they got into my head. But I can taste lemon curd in this.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, strictly say something you've learned. High-end whiskeys don't have that burn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a thing.
Cheap whiskey tends to be a bit harsher.
Yeah, yeah. It's like the high-end whiskeys, they still like have a tingle, but it's not what you would call the burn. Like it's still the ethanol hits your tongue and it still taste buds technically dying. But technically, but it's not that harsh kind of like burning. It's a really nice tingle, and that warm feeling, and it's worth it. If you don't drink a lot, it's worth it to just spend a bit extra and get a really nice bottle.
The drink less, drink better thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like my expensive whiskeys are about the price of usually like 3 bottles of Jack Daniels. Probably my most expensive one is probably getting up around 7 bottles of Jack Daniels.
Wow.
But I'd rather have that than 7 bottles of Jack
Daniels. Yeah.
But
I tend to aim for like Nova's my limit.
Nova's like 2 bottles of Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
I watch out for when it's on special. It's often $20 off and go, oh, Nova, $20 off, grab that.
Yeah, I lately the past few months I haven't even been able to afford that.
Yeah.
So twofold.
Yeah, and
or just stick to gin. But even then, I like have had 1 or 2 drinks in the past 2 or 3 months. So
yeah. But even twofold.
This is the most I've had to drink.
I know. I'm a very bad influence.
Yeah.
In other words.
But like, here's to Grasshopper. Here's to Shannon.
Oh yeah,
while we're here,
that's why we're doing that.
We were supposed to be at Shannon's place.
Oh yeah, we're probably
right now.
We're probably due to do another explanation. We did it earlier. Okay, so Shannon, aka Grasshopper, people who've been staying on the stream will know. Shannon told everyone he has the very bad cancer diagnosis, as in
it was just stage 4 metastatic kidney cancer or something.
Yes, you know the sort of cancer you recover from. It's not that one.
Yeah,
but some of the treatments that he's potentially getting access to give him an expectancy of anywhere from 6 months to 4 years, and if he gets the good one, that'll give him years. Then he's going to have a really good time for those last few years. He's already got it planned. He was having a celebration of life party this weekend, Saturday night. Dr. Baga and I had done the plans. We did all the logistics, crunching the numbers of flights, train, hire vehicle, and there's all the ancillary costs.
Oh yeah,
from
we went through
accommodation, and then we settled on a camper van, because then you're not paying for accommodation. You know, the cost was that, and then there'd be petrol and whatnot, and then the fuckers. Doctor, it said automatic on the website, and then went, no, we're doing a manual, which Dr. Abigail can't drive.
Yeah,
and
like I got into the van, everything was done. I could have just driven away.
Yeah.
Right? Everything was settled.
Yeah.
And then I saw the gear stick. And I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Hang on, there are 3 pedals?
Yeah.
What are the 3 seashells for?
Yes.
And so like, nah.
Yeah.
I ordered an automatic.
Yeah.
And so I went back and I said, no, I ordered an automatic. And they went over the paperwork. Doesn't say anything here. And I showed them their website.
Yeah.
And their website had automatic listed like in multiple places.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you got to tick this button. And like, no, it's got automatic. Where's my automatic? And so they were going to charge us extra for it.
Yeah.
And even the receptionist was like, no, it had automatic.
Yeah.
She was on my side.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, yes. And so they're at fishing an automatic. But even before I even got there, the person I had organized, I'm not naming names, person I had organized to look after my cats, at the very last minute wasn't able to look after my cats.
And just the dominoes of
logistics. So, and you know, it was only a couple of days. Under normal circumstances, I could give them a buttload of food and let them just,
Yeah.
because cats don't overeat usually. You can they'll eat what they can, and you're fine.
Yeah.
Generally. However, the last time I was away for a decent amount of time, my old cat had a stroke because she was so anxious about me not being there.
Yeah.
If I was away for 3 days, she would probably die.
Yeah, which it would just be
regardless
distressing.
of food. And the other cat needs a special diet, or he gets bladder crystals and can't pee and would die.
Yeah.
So I would potentially be coming home to 2 dead cats,
Which would be distressing.
which would be really, really fucking distressing to me.
Yeah.
So, and that was before I even got to the camper van place. So, like, while I was trying to navigate this automatic / manual debacle, I was also on Discord talking to my friends about, can someone please look after my cats? And when they brought out another van, that was an auto, and I messaged you about that, and they hadn't even cleaned it. It was the previous renters had drawn in the dirt on the side of it and everything. And I'm like, I mean, it looks like a better van, probably less fuel efficient, but it's a van.
Yeah.
Same theme. And then the guy said, "Oh, I couldn't even rent it to you if I wanted to. It's already booked out." And that's when I just thought, I'm calling Angry.
Yeah.
I got to talk to Angry. I can't deal with this.
Yeah.
And
and it was too much.
It was way too much. Because I had to organize someone not just to feed my cats, but Kitten gets separation anxiety.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't go out a lot.
Yeah.
And me being away for a few days, like, both my cats would be so anxious. One would have a stroke and the other one would just be a nervous wreck. And so someone looking after them, I picked this person specifically because they already have a rapport with both my cats.
Yeah.
Any other person does not have that.
Yeah.
And so my old cat would still potentially have a stroke.
Yeah.
My young cat, Kitten, the big flute,
Maine Coon
would be fine.
Yeah.
But I still don't want to lose my other cat.
No, of course not. Yeah.
And also, no one was able to do it on literally zero days.
Notice. Yeah.
It was literally an hour's notice.
Yeah.
For like 3 days. Yeah. And a big cat like that, he needs exercise. Yeah. He needs to play. You need to actually engage him, or he gets bored, he gets lethargic. Like, I mean, as pets go, he's the worst cat for me because he's clingy and he needs exercise. Like, what the fuck am I doing with a pet like that?
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I play with him, and someone needs to do that. And no one was able to do that.
Yeah.
So I was fucked before I even got there.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know it yet. But that was the straw.
It was just
the manual van was just the straw that
it was
broke
too
me.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had to call it.
We just called it. And
yeah.
So none of you all take it personally, but it's slightly disappointing to be here with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd rather be
We'd be in Sydney right now.
Here's a sentence I never thought I'd say.
Yeah.
I'd rather be in Sydney right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Not the city, but in the outskirts of Sydney.
We're in the outskirts.
Where Grasshopper lives.
Yeah.
Hugging his wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
I'd hug Grasshopper so he didn't feel that.
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
Planning hijinks and shenanigans.
Yeah. So that was a bit of drama for us yesterday, and shit happens is what it comes down
Mm.
to. And I think Mrs. Angry was surprised at my lack of swearing and kicking things.
Oh, I was surprised at that too. Like,
it was just,
I was remarkably surprised at how chill you were.
it was mainly because it was a big deal. And I was like, this is a big deal that is stress for both of us. And I am not going to help anything. I'm going to make a shitty situation so much worse if I carry. Like normally when I carry on about something, it's like something really insignificant.
Yeah.
And so I can sort of swear and kick something.
Yeah.
But this was
I mean,
a source of significant stress for both of us.
in the world of things like the role reversals that happen because you overthought everything.
Oh
during the
yeah,
planning.
I
was like the voice of calm and reason, right? Going into it,
I was really overwhelmed by the planning.
you were, yeah, and I was like, okay, take a breath, look at the big picture, and
Yeah.
which is like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Yeah,
And then you're the one who's packing in advance, and I'm like, haven't packed a thing. And then, like, I mean, I'm freaking out at the place, which I mean, that's
Yeah.
pretty on brand, actually.
yeah,
And then, like, after when shit hit the fan,
yeah,
suddenly you're the voice of calmness,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what the fuck, and
yeah.
it was just opposite day.
It was. There was a whole
opposite
bunch.
week.
It was a whole bunch of opposite time.
Like, what the fuck?
But it was just like, because I'd done my stressing out in the logistics phase, and I was overthinking it and overstressed, and it was just kind of
Yeah.
like, oh, well, this sucks, and it
It does suck.
it was
like,
a very conscious thought on my part that was like, getting upset and vocal is only going to make things worse. It's not going to help at all, and
Yeah.
it's just going to make it more unpleasant.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know what?
I mean, that was always on the back of my mind.
yeah,
Yeah. Like, I wasn't upset at the van hire place.
yeah,
Like, yeah, they fucked up, but
yeah,
like their shitty web design,
yeah,
and even the receptionist was saying how she struggles with the website
yeah,
all the time.
yeah,
And they had other clients there at the same time who were also struggling with their website.
yeah,
Like, it's just ridiculous. So like, during all of that, I wasn't upset at them. Sure, I was upset at the cat sitter, but also the reason behind them having to cancel right at the last minute was so valid,
yeah,
and understandable,
Yeah.
that I had like what else could I do? They
Yeah.
had a really, really solid reason why they
Yeah.
had canceled. Like, it
Mm.
was just, that's it. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
yeah,
So what's the point of getting upset? I was upset because I was just overwhelmed
yeah,
in the moment.
yeah.
So
And it was overwhelming.
yeah.
It fucking sucked.
Yeah, and literally, like, just the shit hit the fan, like,
Yeah.
right at literally the golden hour of
Yeah,
like everything coming together, of like a couple of days / a week worth of planning and
Yeah.
logistics.
yeah. And I was just trying to be philosophical as well. It's like,
Yeah.
well, you know, the best laid plans of mice and men, as it goes.
Yeah.
And there are so many things that could have gone wrong.
Yeah,
A simple one would be if either of us had cold symptoms.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean, we could be lying in a ditch right now.
yeah.
Like,
We
with multiple broken bones.
we could have had a head on with a fucking coked out truck driver who'd been driving for 20 hours.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, for sure.
the world, if we've learned nothing else in the last, let's say, 5 years in particular, is just that absolutely cataclysmic changes can happen
Oh, yeah.
almost without warning.
And like, we're out a few $100.
Yeah. Which again, sucks. But
I mean, yeah, it totally sucks.
but you know,
Yeah,
yeah, we didn't drive off the Hume Highway and end up in a ditch.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But yeah, it's just like, ugh. And it is funny. The reason I didn't get super angry is because it was kind of a big deal, and I just would have made it so much worse if I did that.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, and it's not like you could get angry at me. I was the only one you were talking to.
Yeah.
And getting angry at me, one, I'm not the person who.
yeah, you didn't. Yeah,
like I
do
don't.
anything,
I
yeah.
didn't do anything,
Yeah.
and that would have not have helped. And
Yeah.
B, like you getting angry at all the other parties also wouldn't have helped.
No, wouldn't have done anything.
So yeah,
would have only made it worse.
yeah, yeah,
Would have only made the stress and the shitty feeling worse.
indeed.
So I just didn't do it.
Yeah. So it was good.
But I'm keeping the days off work. I took Friday and
Oh,
Monday.
yeah.
I took Friday and Monday off work.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, I am also not going to work those days.
Yeah, for sure.
Because fuck it. Yeah. So hello, Pat. We never said hello to you.
Hi,
by the
Pat.
way. And Micro is waiting for Target to open. Also think it's interesting. Target in the US is, our Target is like same but different. It's,
Yeah, yeah.
It has a lot of similarities, but it also has
It's also
differences.
like, yeah, it's hard to explain. Like our Target is a department store,
yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
But it's just a different type of department
Yeah.
store.
Same logo, same name.
Is it the same company?
I think. Okay, well, we're on the internet. Let's go.
I mean, you certainly can't buy guns at our Target.
Well, no. Target.
Just type Target Australia versus US.
And US. The same. Target Australia carries no direct relation or affiliation with the American. Okay. So Target America is a bit more like Costco.
Is it?
That's what they're saying. It's a big box.
Oh.
That's what a big box retailer is.
I thought big box is like white goods and shit.
I could be wrong, but I feel
I
almost
don't know
sure
what the definition of big box
it
retail
is
is.
like Costco, is my understanding.
Costco is like wholesale
Yeah,
grocery.
sell stuff in big boxes.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Why does Target Australia have the same logo? Yeah, it has the same logo, but is not directly affiliated. There you go. Well, there you go.
I mean, if you're calling a company Target, what else can your logo
Oh,
be?
okay. So are you saying it's like Walmart, but classier?
What's Walmart like?
Usually, yes, and usually smaller than Walmart. See, from an Australian point of view, Walmart's the same as Costco because it's so different to what we get here.
Yeah, we don't have Walmart. We have Costco, but hardly any of us use it.
Yeah,
And
there's not many Costco's.
Yeah. So Target is like a discount retailer, department store.
Oh yeah, okay. That actually reminded me. The Walmart thing. Walmart is not affiliated with Target Australia, but the Walmart management people did somehow get in contact with Target Australia, and they had consultation with them, and they actually liked a lot of how Target Australia ran, and they worked together to introduce some of the elements of how Target Australia runs into Walmart. Walmart are a bunch of big evil fucks. Yes.
Geez, America doesn't need any more of the fuckedness of Australia.
Yeah.
Like,
Target's
America's fucked up on its own.
Target's so much better than Walmart, though. But
yeah, but like the brand that they use, there's this one single brand that Target uses.
Yeah.
That's everywhere. Every single item.
Yeah.
Apart from like a handful of things,
Yeah.
is the same brand.
Yeah.
It's dystopian. I can't go there. it's just I can't handle it. I cannot handle it. Every single item is just their brand and nothing else.
Yeah.
You cannot decide. You cannot choose between different things.
Yeah.
You
That's
buy
what they
their
are.
brand or nothing else. Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's-
That's
it's-
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I
is
can't.
them,
I
yeah.
can't deal with it.
I almost never go but
I want to go to a store and be able to choose
between brands.
between brands.
All right. No, that's fair. Yeah. So Target's not for you.
Yeah.
I don't know if Kmart's the same. I don't know.
Kmart and Target are the same company now.
Yeah.
They one was bought out by the other
Yeah.
a long time ago.
So Marco's going to take pics of the Target when he's in. Well, okay, put them on Discord. I want to see it. But I'm getting flashbacks to the time Gecko actually live streamed from a petrol station, and there were like 50 Bowsers.
Yeah.
around. And then he
yeah.
went into the convenience store part, and there was the wall of jerky.
Yeah.
There was 100
I
varieties.
vaguely remember that.
I
I remember the Bowsers,
Yeah.
but yeah.
But when he went in, there were like 100 variations of beef
Who
jerky.
needs that many
I
variations?
know, it's
of
so
jerky?
weird. It
Like,
was so weird.
How can you? Isn't just jerky just jerky?
Well, the artificial flavors on them or whatever.
Okay.
But the wall of jerky was wild. It's like, who needs that much
It's like
jerky?
looking at all the different varieties of cheese that you
Yeah.
can get in an American grocery store. It's
Oh,
wild.
no bad Jesus. All right. Probably blue. You're going to send us blurry pictures of and you post them and go, yeah, that's like our Target, but everything has sharper edges, you know. It's just that's where the difference is.
Yeah,
The American
everything's less blurry,
the American Target's blurrier. Oh god. Okay.
more in focus.
That just reminded me. There was an absolutely terrible Mike Myers series on Netflix
Mm.
that apparently
Oh, the Pentaveret.
the Pentaveret, right?
Yeah.
I could not tolerate past.
Oh, I couldn't get past the pilot.
Yeah. Okay, Mrs. Angry's going to bed. I don't think we're being too loud, but
I hope not.
we'll have to make a point of not being.
Okay.
It's like there are a lot of bad things about the Pentaveret, but the main bad thing is when they kept hitting you in the faces with the quote unquote jokes.
Oh yeah.
It would have been much funnier if they didn't do that. Like there was a joke about characters that were in Canada or on Canadian TV. It was low definition, like 90s TV, 80s or 90s TV, but it's also like everything in Canada was low definition
Yes.
and whatnot. And they crossed the border into the United States
And it went
everything
into
was
HD. Yeah.
That would have been a funny joke if someone had only referenced it once, that Americans, but they just kept laboring it like, oh, it
Mhm.
really is brighter. And it's like, do the joke. And they're like, oh, my friend Richard had he had a wicked stay. He's got a,
Oh, he posted pictures already
oh, okay.
of Target. I mean, that looks a lot like ours.
It does.
It's a department store, but it's. I mean, I see no difference.
Yeah, from the pictures, it doesn't really. I'll see that sort of stuff is getting a bit more.
What is that? That's.
I don't know, but racks of stuff like that is getting a
Are
bit
they-
more Costco-ish
Are those
to me.
fireworks?
I have no
Those are
idea.
fireworks. Look, it says. it right
Oh, like you
We can't-
definitely don't
there.
get.
We
that.
can't buy fireworks here. But I mean, I'd imagine we could if we could buy them from Target if they were legal.
Yeah,
Maybe, I don't know.
the only way you get legal fireworks now is to get a pyrotechnics license, and conveniently, the people
Yeah,
who give you training for a pyrotechnics license will also sell you the fireworks.
Yeah. We can buy cosmetics in Target and bagged. Yeah, look, they're very similar.
It seems a bit bigger than a
Yeah,
Target,
it's huge.
but
I've seen
similar.
huge Targets
Yeah,
here.
that's true. Okay, Micro says they are fireworks, but lame ones.
They're not like the huge
Oh, I
huge
got
ones.
some great stuff in Nevada
Yeah.
when I was there.
Yeah,
Trolling text from the person.
Who said that? Yeah, clothes. Yeah, yeah. This is all very. You
Yeah.
could have taken these pictures in Australia,
Yeah.
apart from the fireworks. Oh God, TNT fireworks. It's the most American thing I've
Micah
seen.
reckons the cool ones are technically illegal in New York State, but it's America. Celebrating. I actually found that last time I was in the US, we went from California to Nevada to Colorado, and like to get to Colorado, you'd cross between Utah and Arizona as well. Nevada was just like anything goes.
Wow.
You just get.
You know,
like-
it's Nevada.
no, it's Nevada. You'll upset them really badly if you say.
Will
Nevada.
I?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep saying.
So keep
Nevada.
saying it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Nevada.
Okay.
But because we crossed 4 states going from Nevada to Colorado, and I think they were like fireworks are largely illegal in Utah,
Mhm.
and you were at risk of like cops pulling you over and searching your car for fireworks.
Okay.
Like we purchased legally in Nevada, and they were like the shit that just fucking explodes.
Okay.
We were just, whoa, we were going nuts. And yeah, then down to Colorado. And I don't think they were as liberal in Colorado as they were in Nevada, but yeah, we're just blowing shit up. My personal favorite were
Nice.
the tiny bottle rockets.
Yeah.
They were
okay.
so little, and they're on this long stick. You could hold them in your hand.
Why
and
did they
set
call
on.
them bottle rockets?
Because they're on a long stick that you stick in a bottle to
Oh,
hold it
yeah.
upright,
Okay.
and then light the fuse and it fires up.
Sure.
These ones had a long
Okay.
stick, and the
Yep.
rockets were so little that you could hold the stick and fire
Okay,
them.
that's why Jackass they put them in their butts.
Yeah, because there's a stick on there.
Yeah. Okay,
And
yeah.
it was fun because you're holding onto the stick, and there's enough jet force from the thing that it flies out of your hand.
Yeah.
And these ones, they were pretty funny.
You know, it's rocket force, not jet.
Sorry, rocket force. You're actually right. Yes. These ones would fly off, and they would explode at the end of their arc. Not in a huge. They're just bang, and like my ex's cousin's place, setting off all these fireworks, and we were just like holding the bottle rockets and firing them off, and they'd go in quite unpredictable angles when they went out of your hand.
Yeah.
And we soon worked out the people across the street were away, because about 5 times we were definitely not trying to do it. Fire off and hit a window at their house and go
Oh.
bang. They would be out telling us to fuck off if they were home. They're clearly not home. That happened like a couple times.
Oh, justice fireworks. What the fuck?
Okay, there are a lot of really
Maximum charge.
500
Grams. That's
500
metric.
500 grams, half a kilogram of gunpowder.
That's metric, though.
Yeah,
I don't understand how you know what that is.
it's from drugs.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
a bunch of target picks on
America
Discord.
surprisingly uses a lot of the metric system.
Yeah,
Like already, like this whole we don't use the metric system. You use a lot of the metric system. Let's
Yeah.
let's be real. Your currency is metric. Get over it.
it is. It goes to the hundreds.
Yeah. Megastorm.
Yeah.
That's
You
awesome.
would. I remember when I was there.
Storm surge.
You get these things where it was a cylinder that was about this thick,
Oh yes.
and with the base, and you stick it on the ground, and it apparently just fires off for like 10 minutes.
mortars.
It just
Yeah.
fires. It's a little. It's literally a little mortar, and it
Yeah.
just fires things for about 10 minutes.
Oh man.
We can't even get sparklers now. No.
Can't we?
I think we can. I'm exaggerating.
Sparklers? Surely we can get sparklers.
Man, I used to love.
Sparklers are good for starting thermite.
Because they, fairly intense heat from a sparkler.
Yes.
It's
There's
Megastorm
the
fireworks.
Megastorm. What's actually in it?
Lots of little sparkly
Lots of little
things.
lots of little things.
I'm sure they all just sparkle. They don't explode.
Oh, I don't know. These things look like they.
They maybe explode at the end. I don't know.
Yeah.
I always like the bungers and the Tom Thumbs.
I'm too
Things
young
happen.
to really appreciate fireworks.
They disappeared when I was very young.
Yeah, they were all but non-existent when I was.
And they progressively got made illegal. The first ones that got made illegal were the ones that just went bang, which was
like,
because they were
yeah.
awesome.
Don't say that because that's really insulting to the
I haven't said that.
people.
I haven't said that in ages.
Yeah, that's like
It's insulting either the Romani or Egyptians. Either way, it's
no,
bad.
yeah, like it's a slur against the Romani people.
Yeah.
But it's a complete rip-off.
Yeah.
Because it's just well
Yeah.
that's exciting.
There were these little ones that were like the little Tom Thumbs or the little bungers, but they actually had a hole in them. So instead of exploding, the gunpowder would jet out and they would spin it. They're actually
Yes.
kind of cool.
Yeah,
They'd spin it.
the little wizards.
And
yeah.
we'd work out like, okay, that's like the ones that explode, but it's got a release valve. What happens if we block up the release valve? They explode.
Yeah.
So they were still legal for a little while.
Yeah.
And then we just worked out if you block up the release valve, they explode.
Mhm.
Then they got made illegal too.
Yeah,
so.
and then there's one person. Oh, what happens if I hold it with a closed hand, and now that person doesn't have a hand anymore?
Yeah, and that literally happened to some kids at
Yeah.
my high school. 'Cause
Oh wow.
the whole thing was even the sparkly ones.
Oh, look at all these sparklets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they do is break open all the fireworks to get the black powder out.
My dad used to do that
Yeah.
with bullets and gunpowder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these guys, and they got a copper pipe.
Mhm.
And with a screw-on thing, and they're breaking all the because they're going to make a stick
A
of
pipe
dynamite.
bomb.
Pipe bomb.
Yeah.
And they put all the black powder from the fireworks in it, and then they were screwing the top on. Then some black powder was in the thread of the thing,
Yep.
and when they screwed the top on,
Yeah.
it sparked,
Yeah.
and it blew up in their hands. So the guy who was
Yep.
holding it lost most of both his hands and scars on his chest and face and burst eardrums. And his mate who was standing next to him got burns, scars, and burst eardrums.
Yep.
But yeah, the guy who was holding it lost most of both hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those pipe bombs fucking explode when they
Yes,
explode.
they do.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's pretty brutal.
yeah. So that's nasty shit.
Oh, they unicorn poop.
I assume it like sprays sparkles out its ass.
That's awesome.
I know. I would actually pay for a unicorn poop firework.
I would love that. That's awesome.
I'm just guessing it sprays colorful sparkles out
Yeah.
its ass.
Also, the chemistry involved in different colors of fireworks is fascinating.
Oh, and it keeps advancing. It doesn't stand still either.
No.
Really high-end pyrotechnic displays do absolutely unbelievable stuff.
Like secondary explosion.
Yeah, the cutting edge stuff is done by Australians and Chinese professionals.
Yeah.
They're the lead. There are some Australians who get paid millions. They're just constantly traveling because they just
nice.
get paid a fortune. They kind of rose to fame with the Sydney Olympics.
Yep.
Because people just couldn't believe what they did with that.
Yeah. Okay.
And they've been traveling around the world ever since, making money, blowing shit up.
And someone's talking about drones on the chat.
I know that's Micro. He hates
what's wrong with drones?
the drone light shows because there
instead of fireworks.
there are approximately 1,000 reasons to have problems with fireworks, not
Okay.
least the level of pollution.
Okay. I mean, I guess.
But I don't know. The drone shows are getting pretty over the top.
I mean, like drone, they are pretty impressive.
Yeah. It's kind of funny when drone shows go wrong, though.
Yeah.
I have seen video where they all just started crashing into the crowd. Pretty funny.
They are eminently hackable.
They really are. I remember a fireworks show in Dubbo where one didn't explode properly, and a little flaming meteorite crashed into the stands. Didn't by sheer chance didn't hit anyone. It was like a flaming lump of coal and hit the ground behind the stands where we were. And I was going like, And later someone said like, oh no, that would have fucked you up if it had hit you.
Yeah.
This high velocity lump of hot coal.
Well, I mean, it was probably like some sort of, I mean, mixture of um the stuff that's burning, so like
Yeah,
not black powder but an accelerant,
yeah,
plus whatever metal that they're burning to make the
Yeah.
color. So think like magnesium
Yeah.
or something. So
yeah,
so very hot,
yeah,
very fast,
yeah,
and would probably hit you and spread out.
yeah,
And so all your clothes would instantly catch on fire,
yeah,
and everywhere that hit you, all that skin would just melt.
yeah,
And yeah,
Yeah.
you'd be fucked.
yeah. Yeah, it just I have a really good memory. It just barely missed everyone and like hit the ground behind the things.
Wow.
And I was like, and then someone talked about what that was an unexploded bit of firework. It's like, that's probably
Yeah.
bad then.
Yeah.
That's probably
Good thing no one got hit.
Yeah, even if it didn't ignite, at the very least, it would have hurt like fuck.
Oh yeah.
Just a high
If it
velocity
was-
projectile hitting you.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
I think I'm getting too loud. I'm coming down again. All right.
Yeah.
Now,
So what with the drone shows, what you really want to do is like hack into the network,
yeah.
right? Not be really discreet about it, right?
Yeah.
And at the moment that you want to actually, you have your script ready,
Yeah.
right? And the moment you actually want to take over, you hit run on your Python script, and they lose control, and suddenly it's a big penis of drones,
And then you can have a little.
and a big butthole,
Yeah.
and the penis drones
Drive
go
into the butthole.
into the butthole drones. Yeah.
And then you can have a bunch of little drones
Oh,
fly out the
yes.
happy ending.
Oh yes, the little happy ending drones. Happy Pride Month.
Oh, goodness me. Yes. That's something the whole family can enjoy.
Yes.
Oh.
Ethical hacking.
I feel like we should have another whiskey.
I
A
agree.
little taste. All right. So and that's the thing. I have a
Actually, I
going to oh.
no. I need some water.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab some water. So I shall return soon.
Actually, I'm gonna get some. Okay.
You want some water as well?
I'm gonna go out and get some more ice.
Oh, you better leave the chickens in charge.
Okay, we're gonna leave the chickens in charge. I haven't done that for a little while.
Well, I've been watching.
All right,
A bit antsy.
let's get the chickens in charge.
It's very dark up there, so I'm gonna
It is. Hang on a second.
close the door.
I'll light the way. They're all facing the wrong way. Why are you?
Well, look, they've been
How unprofessional are you guys?
left
honestly?
to their own devices, and they get a bit rowdy.
Now, where are we? There you go. Everyone gets a look in now. All right, here we go. Chicken's in charge. We'll be back in a minute. I'm going to get some more eye. Now, West. Yeah, get some more. Good job, chickens. You can retire for the evening. All right, we're back. Oh, wait, what was I doing on the phone? I'm just going to really quietly talk till Abigail gets back. Towards the city. Actually, what am I? City. That's interesting. All right. All right. So we're back in one. All right. I'm going to close the door so I can talk a bit more loudly. How's everyone doing? Micro is biking back home from the Target. I don't even know what you got from the Target. Gasoline. Well, that's an interesting one. Jesus Christ, Tesla shareholders approved Elon Musk being paid $50 billion. That is insanity. Supreme Court upholds access to abortion bill in unanimous vote. That's interesting. After knocking down Roe versus Wade, just said like, no, people need access to abortion pills. Okay. That's all very interesting. Okay, I think I hear Dr. Abigail coming down the hall. Are you talking about? Oh yeah, road snacks are here, even though we're not on the road. Nice.
I read my mind.
Yes. All right. Also,
Well,
going.
yeah.
Now, let's think, because we're talking about how good high-proof whiskeys don't actually burn that. Oh, actually, I haven't tasted this one in ages. I couldn't
Which one is
resist
that?
Tiny Bear. They're
Yeah.
gin distillery, but Singapore. This is 52%. So
Okay. I'm opening these.
Yeah, open those. Yeah.
Korean barbecue.
I feel like I haven't tasted this since I first got it, and I remember liking it. So yeah, that's one of their limited edition flavors. I always have trouble resisting limited editions.
What's a Heine asking about?
I'm not sure. I think he means the video shoot was talking about doing,
Oh, yes.
and fucking venue's closing, and it's one of my favorite places. The date nights with Mrs. Angry, and they're shutting down. I was like, that is a bummer, because one of the partners has gotten seriously ill, and it's just like the other guy can't keep it up without him. And
My favorite crepe place suffered the same fate.
Yes, the French crepe place.
Yeah, just around the corner from where I live.
Yeah. That's to me, that's really sort of gentle, sort of honey.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say sweet.
Yeah. To me, with whiskeys, they're all just a different sort of sweet.
Yeah.
And it's like, is that a light honey, or is that like a toffee or a burnt sort of
Well,
molasses?
the other one had that smoky.
Which really came
This
through.
doesn't have it that.
Just that kind of. This is to me really typical whiskey. Sort of honey-ish, bit vanilla-ish, maybe.
Very light burn. Oh, the aftertaste. Oh, that warm aftertaste.
Oh, little tingle on the
Little
tongue.
tongue, yeah.
Oh,
Little
nice.
tingle. Yeah,
It's so nice.
it is nice.
Again, very easy to drink. This Tiny Bear,
Totally, yeah,
I
for
like
sure.
a gin distillery, and like almost anyone who starts a distillery, they go, I want to do whiskey one day.
Yeah,
This is their second batch of whiskey. I did get one of their first batch too, which was quite nice.
yeah.
And they released two slightly different ones. It's like one was 50% and one was 52%. And I went, I'm not going to get both. I will arbitrarily choose the 52%, and I do not regret it. It's really nice. Ooh,
It is very nice.
there's almost
It's very drinkable.
yeah. There's almost a floral element in that. But to me, it's like the type of honeys, when
Oh yeah, one of those.
honeys that are different because they're different flowers.
Yeah,
but
one of
also-
those like backyard beekeepers, like, and they're just like the local honey
Yeah,
person,
yeah,
and it tastes nothing like the store bought,
yeah. Because the
grocery.
store-bought ones are always a blend and
Yeah.
neutral.
and they're just bland.
Yeah. He's back on touch butts.
What does that even mean? Is it some sort of whiskey wanker thing?
Not to the best of my knowledge.
Because
I've heard whiskey
we're
wanker.
like we are being a bit whiskey wankery about
know.
like the taste, but like this is like really good whiskey.
It's
and
really,
deserves
really tasty.
the time it takes to really appreciate the notes of the whiskey. But also take your butt and touch it. Yeah, but why?
Even the way you
I
say it.
mean, we know how. We're asking why. Oh, got it from Tina from Bob's Burgers. Okay. That's still like Tina is my spirit animal. I get it. But fun fact, originally Tina was a boy. As in
in the original
in the-
story development.
oh, okay. Cool.
They oh god, I haven't watched like the last couple of seasons of Bob's Burgers, and I probably got access to it. I should watch it. It's such a good
I've
show.
only watched the first season. It is such a good show. It's apocryphal.
I've watched like the first 3 seasons and the movie. They did a movie.
Yeah. There's so much I've got to watch, and it's daunting.
What's funny is one of the voice actors is Kirsten Shaw. She does heaps of stuff. One point with my young ones growing up, I was watching so many different shows that she was in,
Yeah.
like Flight of the Conchords and Bob's Burgers. And there was like 6 different shows I was watching that she or her voice was in, and they would just make jokes about it. Like,
Yeah.
why do you watch the show with the same person in it all the time? Also, for some reason, original Bob had no shirt. Daddy has a shirt because he's fairly
And
hairy.
they were meant to be cannibals.
Okay, they brought that into one of the episodes.
They made it a plot point, but though it was like originally conceived that it was going to be like they sold human meat, but
And they figured you couldn't actually stretch that out
Yeah.
very much. It's kind of like the original Simpsons shorts. They're almost no relation
Yeah.
to how the Simpsons turned out.
yeah, and they were like on the Tracy Ullman show.
Yeah. I actually, first time I saw a Simpsons short, it was on at the cinema before a movie,
Okay.
the family photo short.
I haven't seen any of the shorts.
I've seen a couple of them, and it's funny because the voices are similar, but not the same. And the drawing style is completely different.
Yeah.
They're recognizable, but completely different.
Yeah, they've made references to the shorts throughout their run.
But that's what I think a lot of people don't realize. TV shows get workshopped, and there'll be a pilot, and then what happens after the pilot will be totally different,
Mm-hmm.
often recast.
Mm-hmm. Or repiloted. There was a completely different actor for the first pilot of the same pilot, but they shot it twice for Star Trek Voyager.
Right.
Captain Janeway was originally cast. She was French Canadian,
Okay.
thick French accent and everything, but she couldn't commit to 23 episodes a year for
Okay.
7 years.
Yeah.
Because she used to do movies,
Mm.
and just that was just too much. And so they cast
Jane Mulgrew.
Catherine Mulgrew.
Catherine Mulgrew, sorry.
Yeah,
Jane.
Janeway.
Yeah.
So and on Star Trek shitposting on Facebook, often people will post pictures of the first pilot of Janeway, the French actress, and like I only watched the original Janeway and like memes about that.
Well, even the original Star Trek, the pilot, was Captain Pike.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then they recast and had Captain Kirk.
And the only person who survived and was in both
Spock.
pilots was Spock.
And he even looked different in the pilot.
He had different makeup and different uniform, and they changed his character slightly. So he had emotions in the first pilot. And they changed the way his species, like he had the same pointy ears and everything. They changed the way he's like, just play it like you've got no emotions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And of course, they were flying by the seat of their pants, literally.
Yeah, there was like no budget. They thought they were going to get cancelled.
Yeah, and like they were making everything up on the spot.
Yeah.
And so they didn't know where they were going. So just like, just we're going to do that. Just run with it. Turned out really awesome.
Yeah. They basically owe their existence to Lucille Ball, who thought
Oh, yeah.
a good idea, and she got behind the production.
I'm going to go with another glass of this if I might.
Oh, God, that's so yummy. Sorry, I always feel more than a little vain when I taste one of my own creations and just like, man, that's yummy.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, just own it.
Yeah. No, I do ultimately own it, but it's just like,
oh no, I want it to soak up the goodness, but it's
the cube's too big.
The cube is too big.
It has to melt a bit. So you use it to stir it for a bit.
Yeah. Oh, it's so sad.
I'm in the same situation.
Oh.
It only has to melt a little bit for you to be able to get the cherry in there. Because that's what I try to do, get the cherry to soak up the flavor.
Yeah.
Saying Seinfeld had to reshoot because they recast. Often they don't bother to reshoot. It's just like several episodes in, a different actor's playing. It's true. My personal favorite is the daytime soaps because they run on no budget. And you wonder why the acting is so bad on them, because the actors are given the script just before they start shooting. And it's often on a teleprompter in front of them.
Okay.
And they're doing it. Every now and then, one of the daytime soaps, because they just churn them out. The daytime soaps is, in today's episode, Dr. Richard Carl will be played by Bob Smith. And the central character is just being played by someone else for the day because the actor was sick. And they could not hold up the production schedule. So they just grabbed someone and said, "You're him today."
Wow. Okay.
That's my personal favorite. The little voiceover that says,
Yeah.
Character A is being played by actor B today. It's just like, sure.
For Seinfeld, they had to reshoot either the pilot or that replaced the actor who played.
Okay, you watched
George's dad, is because Larry David was like, yeah, no.
Oh, yeah, but Larry David is a weirdo, and I mean that in a good way.
Fair enough.
I'm trying to get an ad. That was
There are so many
Mm.
awesome
quotable things.
quotables from Seinfeld. I still have a poster of the Kramer that I need to put up on the wall.
Yeah. What's I think he's loathsome and hideous, but I cannot look away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there was a weird thing because Kramer was inspired by a friend of Seinfeld's. His name was Kramer, I think Kenny Kramer. And he started doing a thing that he called Real Seinfeld Tours
Yeah.
of New York. And he'd go, I'm Kramer. That's the diner. That was the inspiration for the diner. And it was the whole thing. And they made that a storyline where someone stole Kramer's stories because they were interesting. And then Kramer was doing tours saying and it was just like, wow, that's just like
Oh, life imitating art.
Ouroboros. It's like eating its own tail.
Yeah. There was an actual, like, someone who was the soup Nazi.
Yes, the soup Nazi was a real person.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite as funny as the soup Nazi, but it was literally like, would tell people to stand in line, and if he didn't like them, he would throw them out and say, "You can't have soup. Get
Yeah.
out." And they actually just turned it into a quite funny joke about how did the Nazis rise to power, and it's because people just did what they were told.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when their neighbor was persecuted, they just looked the other way.
Yeah.
It was like because when he wouldn't serve Elaine, and Elaine tried to get the others to go out in solidarity, they were just like
look away. Yeah. Because they wanted soup.
they wanted the soup. And you just imagine because like then Larry David did Curb Your Enthusiasm for 12 years or whatever the fuck he did. And it's just like if you were friends or even just vaguely known to Larry David, you kind of have to be worried the whole time he was going to put a character in the show making fun of you.
No, I haven't watched any.
I've watched a few episodes, considering there's an absurd number of seasons.
George
right.
Larry
You're getting a day
David,
off.
if you didn't know.
Oh yes, yeah. I actually read way back in the day, like Larry David in an interview is saying like some of the terrible stuff George does. He's like, I would actually try some of that out. So
Okay.
well, we have George do this, and Larry would go like, I'm going to do it in public and see how people react. And notoriously, the one he put in the interview, there was one where George is out at a restaurant, he's with Jerry or someone, and there's a couple at the next table, and the woman sneezes, and George leans over and says, "Bless you. I only said it because I know he wasn't going to." Which causes a scene, and George ends up having an affair with a woman because she says, yes, he's uncaring and whatnot. Larry David did that publicly to someone. And he said, yeah, the guy almost punched me. He was just like, I just did it. I leaned across and did it, and fucking guy almost punched me.
Wow.
He said it really, the guy got so angry.
I want to try that now. I so want to try that.
It's pretty funny.
It's different coming from a woman, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not quite as threatening. Oh, also, by the way, a joke. Mrs. Angry told Abigail this evening, we went out to markets recently. Mrs. Angry's been playing. I'll have a few more here. Mrs. Angry's been
Because I'm going to inhale like a bunch of those.
Mrs. Angry's been replaying Fallout 4, and one of the interactions with NPCs, like when the people who are selling things and they go like, check out my wares, your player, one of the stock responses is, I have a few minutes to browse. And she just thought that's a really funny response. So she wanted to say it to people at the market. So she did. We'd rock up to a stall and someone would go, oh, I've got this. And she'd go, I have a few minutes to browse. She did it to 4 different people and got 4 completely different reactions. It was wild. Okay. Sorry. I told Larry David, I know he didn't do it. Ricky Gervais did it. It's fuck me. But I had someone say this in real life. was like, oh, there was a story about someone, an adult, trying to demand, in a pub or something, that they serve her a kids meal, because they have the kids meals that are cheaper than the adult meals. And they were trying to say, because the venue said no, fuck off, that the venue were jerks. And someone I've known for ages posted this on Facebook, and in as calm and civil as a way as I could, I was like, no, the person is I didn't say this, but my personal feeling is the person is a piece of shit. I said, children's meals are what are called loss leaders. The venue loses money on them, but they're done as an enticement to get families to come in, because families can't pay adult price for kids who aren't going to eat a whole fucking meal anyway. It's an enticement. If entitled adults start demanding that they're allowed to do that, it's unsustainable. The venue will go broke. And I've gotten better at walking away from dickheads, because some dickhead who I don't know replied to it and goes, like, it's not my fault if their business model is broken. I went, well, their business model's not broken, because their business model is fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, yeah. The business model is the kids menu is for kids, not adults.
And then someone tried to talk around it. I went, no, there's no talking around it. The venue can't stay in business if they agree to let adults do this. So adults can't do this. Fuck off.
Yeah, and they have the right to say that.
Yeah, it's fucking rude. And as I hate it when you explain to someone and they try to say, oh, but grey area. No, it is actually black and white. There is no grey area. There's no response to this. This is how it is. And
so what was Ricky Gervais? Was he
saying,
arguing the same thing?
Yeah, why won't you give me a kid's meal?
Oh, was he arguing that he should get a kid's meal?
It was in one of his shows. I think it was Afterlife. The character is in a cafe and is saying, why can't I have a kid's meal? And it's just...
He's probably just doing it for satire reasons.
Yeah, you arrogant, conceited prick. Because he makes the people in the cafe look really stupid because they can't answer why he can't go.
Odd.
I also don't like people who hassle people in service.
Hi,
industry.
Hannah.
Hello, Hannah. How are you doing? Popping in briefly to say hello.
We are eating Pringles.
We're eating a lot of Pringles.
It's glorious. I mean, Happy Meals are different.
They are completely different, and a Happy Meal, McDonald's will sell Happy Meals to adults.
And they're not a loss leader.
No, they actually make money off them.
And if they're happy to sell an adult a kid's meal, then go for it. If a business, especially a family-owned pub or like something like that, does not want to sell you something, then don't insist that you can buy it.
Yeah.
Now you want one.
That's the same thing, the components. Yeah, no, and McDonald's completely know there are adults who like getting the toys in the Happy Meals.
Yeah.
And they're fine with it.
Oh, look, I've been to Hungry Jack's just to buy fucking the toy from their kids. I'm eating the rest of those. I hope you.
That's okay. Go for it.
Like one time they had a toy line in their Happy Meals, whatever the Hungry Jack's version.
Yeah.
For you Americans, that's
Burger King.
Burger King, yes. Was like pencils with a little Star Trek ship on the end. And I just went and bought the pencil.
Yeah.
And I don't want the food. And they were fine with that. They were perfectly fine with that.
Yeah. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I've done it when they've had glasses, when they've had
particular
particular glasses for a tie-in. I bought for that reason. Oh yeah, Hannah, just to fill you in, you don't need to be a bad influence to get us snacks. We were planning a road trip. Short version, it got aborted. Stuff away. We would be in Sydney if things had gone well. They didn't, and we're here. This was road snacks. So we're gonna eat the road snacks anyway.
For sure.
I also agree, even though this makes us sound like Grandpa Simpson shaking our fist at clouds, I do agree Happy Meal toys were better. They definitely were.
For sure. They've gone cheaper and cheaper and cheaper as capitalism has gotten worse.
Yeah. So there's some of those "you kids get off my lawn" stuff that just annoy me, or I find absolutely embarrassing when people say it. But some stuff is just factually true.
Yeah. It's
Happy
just a-
Meal toys were
a
better.
factor of like late stage capitalism, and people can't afford more.
Oh no, see, Hannah, we are reveling. We've already had pizza.
I've still got half a pizza out there.
That's more than half a pizza.
So much cheese.
You gotta carry it home.
Mm.
For some reason, Abigail asked them to overdo it on the garlic, and they didn't.
They didn't put enough garlic on.
But they overdid it on the cheese. It's just like so much cheese on this pizza.
Mm.
It's still pretty good.
I mean, it's a nice pizza, but it's like literally twice as much cheese as it needed to have.
Yeah.
It's so much cheese.
As Mrs. Angry pointed out, my calzone had more garlic than your
Mm.
pizza in it.
I think it's more garlic than they would have put on.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a margarita pizza. They wouldn't have put any garlic on. So they put a safe amount of garlic on. And even though I literally specified an ungodly amount of like too much garlic.
Told them to put too much on.
And they didn't do that.
They didn't really, no.
And then the sheer amount of cheese on it kind of diluted that garlic.
Yes. I think that was the biggest problem. All the cheese diluted the garlic.
For sure.
I vaguely remember that one.
And so the calzone you had more garlic to other
in
food
terms
ratio.
of the ratio. Yeah. Yes, the Happy Meal toys that you put together to build the character. So like the head had binoculars in the eyes. Yeah. I vaguely remember that one. And Maiko, when you were younger, station was open, library was a store, weed shop was a library. The old library became weed and liquor store. Damn.
Wow.
And he went to a wood fire pizza place, ordered Hawaiian pizza with extra pineapple. I know we had pineapple on the pizza tonight.
It's not pizza unless it has pineapple on it. If it doesn't have pineapple on it, it's just weird circle bread with cheese.
And I mean,
and if you disagree, you're wrong.
And what you were describing, Hannah, is a really shitty pizza place that I would never go back to.
What's this?
Hawaiian with extra pineapple, had 4 bits of ham, 8 bits of pineapple, and the cheese is not even covering the sauce.
Oh, that's a shitty pizza place.
Yeah. We're kind of spoiled around here. There's
I have Lygon Street near me.
Oh yeah, you're super
I am
spoiled.
super spoiled. Yeah,
That's walking distance.
your pizza place is good enough. Like that's really good.
There's a couple good ones, and there's a fun one that's more like an artisanal pizza place. The guy has some Eastern European accent I can't quite play.
Yeah, okay.
And he's always very happy to see you and have a conversation when you're in there.
Yep.
It's like not Italian. Definitely not Italian.
I mean, you don't have to be Italian to make good pizza.
And he's definitely like, really nice dough and good toppings and whatnot. But yeah, that one, I think they're Italians who run that place. But the pizza's good. But that calzones, for some reason, they're just like some of the best I've had.
Yeah,
I really like them.
Oh, Hannah agrees.
Yeah, he should have known. Handed over the box with a twinkle in his eye and told you to open it before you left. So weird. Place to put more pineapple. My God, did that guy do?
And pizza. Oh no.
Okay, so that sounds like a good story.
Yeah.
The thing was basically a pineapple
reconstructed from bits. Yes, nice. I've seen pictures of people who've made a pizza slice, but instead of pizza base, they put it on a piece of pineapple with like pizza base sauce and cheese. No,
the sound of that.
Yeah.
It's like a pineapple. That's literally a pineapple pizza.
Yeah.
I like that. I was thinking of making one because we're talking about whiskeys. I got the newest one up there, the Starwood bourbon cask. It came with a little.
Has attempted that.
Oh, Hannah, you have attempted to do an actual slice pizza? Sounds like a good idea.
I need to stop drinking because I am getting drunk.
Yeah, and that's fair.
And I'm going to put this on
I will just put it up here.
Okay.
I always clean up in the morning.
Okay.
Um,
I can see.
well, I'm not sleeping on the bed.
No, I'm not sleeping on the bed either. I am going to go home after this stream.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Mm.
I looked up things with Le Transport.
Micro, I don't eat meat pizzas because I'm a vegetarian. Oh, yes.
So trams to the station are coming every 15, 20 minutes. I think, but going to the city, okay, now it's saying different things to what it was saying. I think that's the last one. So
Okay.
if you wanted to take a tram to the city, we don't want that, but maybe that one or
Sure.
maybe that one. I think that's the last one to the city.
Okay.
And
To the
to the station.
the trains still running? They're like
Probably.
24 hours on the weekend, aren't they?
I think so. Yeah, and that's the Frankston line. So
The Franger line.
Franger.
Franger is a slur. Not a slur. It's a slang for condom, I believe.
It is.
Uh,
Oh yes, actually, you're true. If you cook a slice of pineapple, the sugar thing will make it molten lava.
Wow.
That is true.
Survivor Challenge. Fuck. I remember watching the early seasons of Survivor.
Yeah, that was 25 years ago.
I mean, I liked it. And then they did a Survivor Australia with American people. And I fucking loved it. It was just so great. And then it just dropped right off my radar.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened. And it's still going.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually still going.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know what's happened from it. And I can use the PTV app.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
To choose to get home and find out the least circuitous route. But I mean, I'm not in a rush to.
No, but I think we
leave,
want to.
And I need to sober up a bit after finishing this tasty beverage. Survivor Australia should have been sending tourists through any city mall to meet all the druggies and bogans and survive the walk.
that actually would have been funny. Survivor Frankston. Put a bunch of Americans in the not nice part of Frankston and see if they can survive.
Survivor Dandenong. Dandenong Central. Today's challenge, you're going into the Savers at Dandenong, and you have to like get a coherent outfit
for $20.
For $20. Go.
Yes, no, Survivor Australia was actually on mainland Australia. I think it was up in Queensland. Because notoriously, some guy who won a bonus thing did a tour of the Barrier Reef, and he broke off a bunch of coral to give us gifts, which is actually a really serious crime.
Yeah. Yike.
And they didn't know that when they did the thing, but then word got out that was in the thing, and they told the makers of the show that's actually a really serious crime. So they put a disclaimer at the start, like, this is a serious crime.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
so. There's a tram in. What's that?
I think we should.
There's trams. There's
aim for one of those. Allow depending how slow you want to.
It's different.
This is the tram tracker.
Oh, okay. Sure.
This is just the tram to go to the station.
I'm on the PTV app.
Yeah, I was looking at that too. So, yeah, I mean,
there's one at 11:37.
Allow 10 to 15 minutes to walk to the tram.
Okay, I got to put my shoes on as well.
Yeah, so I'm thinking if we look at that,
Wow, how do they know your address?
I know. It's the Panopticon.
Mm. It's the Pentaveret.
I mean, yeah, I almost think maybe should get ready so we're not rushing.
I'm sure this is really riveting.
I know.
Remember
it
the
really
guy
is.
that fell and said, yes, I do remember that. He like inhaled flames and everything. He like got really
ended up in hospital by the sounds.
yeah,
of it.
he got really woozy and just like passed out and landed in the fire. And the last thing you see of him is like he's like high on morphine, getting
Yeah.
shuttled into like a helicopter ambulance,
Oh god.
and like covered in bandages.
Oh, what a disaster.
Yeah, and that's it. That's his survivor foray.
I love this, Hannah. Again, challenge for an American to ask directions from an Australian and try to understand them. And it would be doubly funny if you actually had plants in there when they go like, I need to get to this station. Like, yeah, you got to go up there. Yeah,
3 ciggies that way,
Yeah.
and you go a couple of clicks that way.
all right, yeah, there's a shop, and is my Dazza is always out the front. We're gonna ignore that cunt, okay? Because
Just
he's-
go around the servo
yeah,
and hang a Yui
yeah,
around the bodlo.
but yeah, if you see Dazza up there, ignore that cunt because he'll fucking lie to you. He'll
Yeah.
fucking lie to you. He'll
Yeah.
he'll say
He's a mad cunt, but
Yeah.
he'll fucking lie.
he'll say chuck a left down there. He's fucking wrong. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with that bloke. If he's dropping his head or something, but
Yeah.
you know.
He'll lead you out the back of Burke for sure. Do you all remember that robot?
Some people were trying to see how far they could hitchhike. He made it. I actually do remember
What's
that.
this?
story. It was.
And got mutilated. What the
It
hell?
was like a hitchhiking robot that was trying to see,
Oh,
see if it could
robot.
get
Okay,
across.
well, that's-
Yeah, I know you were this person got mutilated. in front of-
Well, a robot is equally distressing.
no, but people vandalized it.
Yeah, of course, because people are awful.
Yeah, I do remember that story. That was a few years ago.
Yeah. Yes, I do. I remember hearing a story, reading a story about Australia Post. They were going to bring in robots to deliver mail.
Yeah.
And there were these like little squat wheeled
Yeah.
vehicles. So I actually made the meme
Yeah.
of like the robot vehicle, but the Rick and Morty, what do I do? You deliver mail. Oh my god.
Develop an ultra sophisticated robot, and all it does is deliver mail.
Oh my god. And then
Yeah.
feature it in another meme later, and it's
Yeah.
just delivering mail.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my shoes on.
Yeah, all right. I think
Cancelled Big Brothers.
in 2008 because the housemates were assaulting each other.
Oh, were they? Nice.
They deserve it.
I would watch that.
The portal camera they have between. Oh yes,
Oh,
the portal camera.
Big Brother Brazil was fucking mad. It was basically porn.
Nice.
It was like just 100% porn.
They were just all fucking.
They were fucking like no covers because they were fucking in every Big Brother house.
They were.
But they were undercover. They
Yeah.
would always like put sheets over
Yeah.
and they would like be all mysterious.
Yeah.
And then you get the after dark shows that were like, oh, what are they doing? But Big Brother Brazil, though they wouldn't
They were
they
Brazilians.
wouldn't even bother being discreet about it.
They were just fucking.
They were just fucking
Yeah.
all the time. Yeah. Yeah, it was just mad.
Oh good god.
What the hell?
I do have some vague
What's
memory.
this? It's basically a webcam between two sides of the.
Oh yeah,
What's
the
this?
portal camera.
Oh, the portal. Oh, is this the one where people kept flashing and
People kept flashing.
Yeah.
It got shut down for a while because of inappropriate behavior
Yeah.
on both sides.
And what's this? Two guys pinned down a girl and slapped face with. Oh,
That was Australian Big Brother. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. People are just not good.
Yeah.
Just all kinds of not good.
Oh. I remember there was one Big Brother Australia where the there was this big moment where they featured an introvert,
Oh wow.
and they had this dude on it who was an introvert, and it was a big deal, and they interviewed him oh, how do you cope, how do you live your life,
Yeah.
what do you do, how do you even cope with living,
Yeah.
and they made such a big deal out of what even is an introvert, as it was just fucked. It was so fucked.
Oh,
And
dear.
he was this poor guy. It was I just go to the bathroom and just sit in the toilet for 10 minutes and just get some energy back. And yeah,
It's a
because he's an
thing.
introvert, he
Yeah,
didn't want to
exactly.
expose too much of himself.
Yeah.
Where everyone else is swinging their dicks around and
Yeah.
just partying, and
Yeah.
one guy had to get told not to not to put the barbecue utensils in his foreskin.
Nice.
Yeah.
I do remember one year that one guy who was doing all the puppetry of the penis stuff. He apparently knew how to do,
Yeah.
and he thought that's what people would keep him around. He's going I'll show you one every week.
Oh wow.
He
Actually-
actually didn't last very long.
The Big Brother, Celebrity Big Brother, was
Yeah.
actually pretty classy.
Okay.
That was pretty good because they had their reputations on the line.
Yeah.
And there was this one guy who was a DJ on Triple J,
Right.
who was just the standout, awesome guy. And I remember Red Simons tried to get on it, and just no one.
He's a very untrustworthy person.
Well, just no one cared.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was actually a really good season.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really remember that. So where was it? Oh yeah.
Oh, in the aftermath, the girl.
She was trying to say it was okay, but Big Brother was like, no, it's a crime.
It's a joke. Yeah, it literally is a crime. Yep.
And seeing some people turned on her even though it wasn't about
Oh,
her.
fucking
People are like that.
yeah.
Yeah. See, we were having this conversation earlier. The whole staying at home thing was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Micro. Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys would not
100%.
take it as a joke
If
if
we
guys
did,
stronger than them held them down and whacked them in
Yeah.
the face with a dick.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's see how much of a joke it is then.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, random thought popped into my head. Of all the weird things I watch on YouTube, I watch little clips from a show called Letterkenny.
Mhm.
I've never watched a whole episode of it.
What's it called?
Letter, as in write a letter, Kenny,
Letter
like is in a
Kenny.
person's
Okay.
name. I'll get the stats on it. It is a weird as fuck show, like in the best way.
While you're doing that, I'm just going to stare into the camera and say, Micro, I also hate sexual assault.
Yeah.
It's fucked. I agree.
So there were 12 seasons of Letterkenny.
Oh, all one word. Okay.
Yeah.
Canadian sitcom.
It's a Canadian sitcom. It's weird as fuck. There's lots of little clips on. It's really non-naturalistic. They're like rural Canadians, and they're talking a funny accent, and it's extremely non-naturalistic the way they do it.
Okay.
And like I watched one today, and it was like it starts off with the main guy, who's just this huge beefy guy, and he goes, "So maybe you are hanging out with your friends for a while, passing the ball around," and then it's like these three guys, and they're like playing catch,
Yeah.
and they're starting to talk about what it's like with the ladies and what they maybe like or don't like, and they don't kiss and tell, and one guy's go, well, he's going with this girl, and I can't kiss and tell. Tell us a bit about it. And it's going, so have you fellas, I've got a question. Have you ever been with a lady and gets to the point where she goes, someone should be paying a bit more attention to your butthole?
I think I saw a bit of that on Instagram.
And it's just
that, yeah.
it's just all these really rapid response lines, and just in a way that people don't talk. But
Yep.
apparently, people from that area of Canada go, people here kind of talk like that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to
Look
this
up Letterkenny on YouTube.
Letterkenny, okay.
It's fucking weird, and it's always this innuendo, and
Yeah.
it's just so weird because it's non-naturalistic.
Oh, I want to see this. Hang on. Your mouse is way too sensitive, dude.
It is. UK celeb Big Brother ended with a racial hate crime. Oh my god!
I'm pretty sure a member of S Club.
Hang
What's
on,
X Club 7?
That's a boy
Is it
band
boy
or
band?
girl band. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
remember.
I got this made racial. Oh God, of course.
Jesus.
Letterkenny. And I'm worried if it's just going back to. Oh well, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the world,
That's
mate.
that's the world. Yeah. It depends. If she's like 12 and over, she already has been exposed to some.
she's been
bullshit.
harassed by
Yeah.
some dickhead.
Yeah.
That's
Abigail
the
kind
real
of looks
love.
like my sister too. Some color hair too.
Mhm.
Cool. I will take that as a compliment.
There
You
ain't
don't
no
remember
party-
S Club 7? How dare you let me down? Well, I don't know.
There ain't
like,
no
what do you
party-
want me to say?
There ain't no party like an S Club party.
I don't know what S Club 7 is. It's biggest
pop.
pop groups of the 90s to see. Okay, so 90s 2000 I was listening to lots of heavy metal and then like electronic dance music
Alright.
and punk, lots of punk and punk rock and surprisingly indie music.
Yeah.
Like Triple J,
Let's all
indie,
listen to
Triple J indie. Oh, you just ate the cherry.
Yeah, we should go within a couple minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Because
eat
you're
my-
not into walking.
So
fast.
yeah, I wasn't into pop music back then.
Oh, I fucking love those cherries. They're so good.
They are exceptional.
Maraska cherries that have been soaking in syrup, and then you put them in a drink so they pick up a little bit of the drink.
They are really good.
So fucking yummy.
Wow. I was willing to let you weigh me like. You
God
let me
damn.
down on this club, so I feel angry. Oh.
Damn. Damn.
Well, for that,
You're going to
I'm
listen
gonna,
to a bunch of
I'm gonna,
S Club 7
I'm gonna
now.
listen to a bunch of S Club 7.
Actually, funny phrases. I shared this one with Dr. Abigail today, and I'm gonna try and work it into almost all streams from now on.
Oh yes.
When you're feeling really boisterous, this is
Mhm.
from watching
I'm so using this.
someone stream the roleplay Red Dead server, and they're playing this. It's an Australian woman playing, I think like an English-born teenager who's ended up in the Wild West in America. They're 18, but they've got a thyroid problem, which means they've had arrested puberty, which explains their girlish voice. It's a boy.
Yep.
But they drank a bunch of poutine and had some cocaine gum, so they were off their tree. And they were very boisterous. They got in a fight with someone and knocked them out. And then it was like, I feel so good. I'm going to fight God and fuck his wife.
I'm so using that.
So I just want to use that phrase quite regularly. I'm going to fight God and fuck his wife.
Yeah.
That's when you're feeling on top of the world and you can just take it on.
Yeah.
So,
Well, happy birthday, Hannah. Middle of the night celebrations are. You're an adult.
oh,
Own it. Happy
Anytime.
birthday. Fight God and fuck his wife.
yeah, absolutely. That's good.
I
I'm going to
approve.
get that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm going to fight God and fuck his wife.
Yeah. And micro your sister deserves a loving brother like that.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
nice. Anyway,
That's awesome.
all right. So I'm going to
Good
take
night, everyone.
Dr. Abigail to a trans stop. See you all another time.
Namarie, everyone.
I might even stream tomorrow night, but I might not. And we might also be trying to get a live feed from Shannon's
Ooh.
party.
Oh yeah, because today's Friday night.
It's Friday night. Tomorrow's
Yeah.
Saturday night. Fine.
Like the
It has
day.
thrown me
Yeah,
out,
it's
yeah.
thrown me
It's thrown
completely.
me out. But okay, so I might even be streaming tomorrow night, and then again I might not.
Oh,
We'll
Mega Leech is still here. Hi, Mega
see. Hi,
Leech.
Mega Leech. So
Say good night to Mrs. Leech for me.
see you all